a freight train one way or another, enough to make that one as wide as a double-wide mobile home. Mario, making a move up to the middle. 3 wide, you're in the middle. Okay, Jim, one more time. Right flag, you're the man. As they come onto the back stretch, it looks like there may be a move back in the back. This Haskins now moves into the...
Good evening and happy 2006. Welcome to the first presentation of OLRTV in the brand new year. Sitting here live, or we're sitting here live, I should say, at Kansas Motor Speedway, about to watch HPCORS. That would be Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series take on the Renegade team at renegadejunior.com. Some fantastic drivers out there, and these drivers are ready to rock. Qualifying has just completed. We just wrapped up our qualifying session. We'll be able to give you your starting lineup in just a little bit. However, one thing I want you to keep in mind is we have a large field of drivers here tonight. 32 drivers took time here to start this race, and we even have some drivers that didn't take a time. So you're talking about a large chunk of drivers. It's 72 degrees right now for the happy hour session. It was 48 degrees earlier on in practice. The temperature's changing quite a bit, and that is going to wreak havoc with these drivers. Yes, they have a fixed setup. They have to run a certain setup that's established by the committee that set up this matchup between these two teams. However, the different temperatures, it's really going to change the way this track feels to these drivers. 48 degrees to 72 degrees, a huge difference. That's a monster jump. We don't know what the temperature's going to do before race time. Also, it was at one point cloudy. The clouds have gone away. Basically, the sun baked off the clouds, and it is now 72 degrees clear with the north wind at 7 miles per hour. What does that north wind at 7 miles per hour mean? Quite frankly, it means that they are going to get one heck of a tailwind coming down the front stretch and one nasty headwind coming down the back stretch. It's going to slow them down in the back stretch. It's really going to speed them up on the front stretch, and that could wreak some havoc here in this happy hour session, the final practice before we go green flag for real. A little bit of information on tonight's speedway. Kansas Motor Speedway is a 1.5-mile tri-oval configuration. Pit road speed is 45 miles per hour. The turns are banked at 14 degrees. The front stretch, 2,400 feet with a dog leg in the middle, or the tri-oval as you want to call it, banked at 10.4 degrees. The backstretch, 1,700 feet, banked at 5 degrees. NASCAR record for this track is a 30.997. That is owned by Kevin LePage. To give you an idea on how quick that 30.997 is, we have decreased horsepower here tonight. We're not as quick on the horsepower side. Your pole time is a 31.059. These drivers not that far off a cup time, and they're in Busch Grand National cars. Matt Racing Kid Thomas, I expect to see a fantastic battle tonight.
Yeah, Daryl, we should see a great race out here with these Hooters Pro Cup guys. We've seen them on OLRTV a few times, and introducing the Renegade Junior guys here tonight to OLRTV, so I'm looking forward to that, and it should be quite exciting out here at the Kansas Speedway. Always provides some great racing, and we're looking forward to it, and just having a few technical things going on here. Trying to watch football games, watch the end of the football games, see if my Carolina Panthers can come through, Daryl. I don't want to give away any spoilers right now in case anybody is taping it or something like that. But we are here at the Kansas Speedway, and we've got a host of sponsors that are bringing this live to you here on OLRTV. First, we want to thank OnlineRacing.com for bringing you all this action, as well as OnlineRacing.com/OLRTV. Check us out. Check out the archives. Check out our DVDs and all that good stuff. And also RenegadeJunior.com bringing you tonight's action. Check them out at www.renegadejunior.com. And again, our DVDs pre-order up until midnight tonight. Only $8 plus $2.99 shipping. You get a full screen digital quality DVD of tonight's racing action. As long as I push all the buttons right, all should look good, Daryl.
Well, we know you're going to push all those buttons the proper way, Matt. And, you know, if we were somebody else and we wanted to be mean to you, and if you were taping the game right now, we could tell you that Chicago trails 21-29, and they now have the ball on their own 20-yard line, working down the field with about 1:30 or so left. But we're not going to tell you that because we're not going to ruin the game for you. We're nice like that. We're going to go ahead and let you experience the game later on as you tape it. So we're not going to tell you that Chicago trails by 8, needs a touchdown on a 2-point conversion. And if it happens, we're not going to tell you that either.
That's just plain wrong, Daryl, but I do have a scoreboard somewhat near my computer here so I can follow along. I'm also follow along as these drivers right now underway in happy hour. So these guys trying to get the last-minute advice from Renegade Jr. and also Mark Royer with HPCORS helping out here tonight with admin duties. So a bunch of guys helping out here and getting these guys all ready to go for tonight's racing action. 161 laps going to be on tap here. That's a pretty long race, so I'm hoping there's not a whole lot of yellows. Maybe that's a good reason we started early. And hopefully it won't get done too late. I've got a lot on TV. I'm taping. I'm missing it for this race tonight, so I'm hoping it's well worth it. And I think with these two leagues coming together, they've been sitting around all winter. They're ready to get some more racing in, so I'm looking forward to this tonight, Daryl.
Well, my taping tonight includes The Simpsons and Grossman just stubbed his knee. Anyways, it includes The Simpsons and Family Guy, two of the best shows ever on television. So that's my taping for tonight. That's what that includes. Also 24. That's right, 24's on tonight. No Simpsons, no Family Guy. Well, that just ruins my evening. Thanks a lot there, Matt Racing Kid Thomas. Now I hope the Carolina Panthers lose. Unfortunately, Matt's unable to see the game. I can see it. It's sitting right next to me. Matt Racing Kid Thomas, for all of his technology, the only thing he can do is find out what happened 2 minutes ago in the football game. So that kind of slows it down. Although I have heard that after tonight's broadcast, Matt will be petitioning OnlineRacing.com to pay for a big screen plasma TV in the OLRTV studios. And if that's the case, if he gets that, I'm moving down into Weedsport, New York, and I'm going to start living in the OLRTV studios.
Yeah, Daryl, we actually bought one, not me, but my company bought one just a week or so ago for our mobile media center for the World of Outlaws sprint car series. So I was tempted at $1,400 to get a nice 42-incher. I was very tempted, but I'm just waiting to get my new house so I can do that. I also want to remind people of a upcoming broadcast coming up right here on OLRTV. This is our next scheduled broadcast. We were supposed to have the IROC final round of the RPM IROC series tomorrow night, but they have since postponed that until next month, getting ready and for February, and they put that race off for a couple of weeks or maybe a month. So upcoming events, FS Real Racing. This is the NR2005 edition of the game. Countdown to Daytona. This is a race that's going to be qualifiers on ECT radio on the Wednesday and Thursday leading up to this event, the like Twins in 175. And we will have live OLRTV video coverage on Friday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with all the boys from FS Real Racing. I've actually been doing a little bit of racing over there, but it's kind of tough to get in a race when you got to push all the buttons behind here, Daryl. Maybe we'll see some familiar faces out there, as I've been racing in a few of those pickup races during the night, and see a lot of old names that we've seen once race the airways here at OLRTV.
Well, speaking of old names that once graced the airwaves here at OLRTV, one of those names that we will see here tonight is Tony Tech Stevens. Those of you that are OLRTV history buffs, you know that OLRTV first started out, and actually OLR Broadcasting with OLR Racing Radio started out with myself and Tony Tech Stevens. Tony is in the race here tonight behind the wheel of the number 75 machine, and he has already told me, feel free to bring me in for an interview, and if I happen to wreck out, I'll go ahead, jump up in the booth, and hang out with you guys. So what I'm thinking, Matt, is right when the green flag drops, we'll pull Tony up, we'll ask him a bunch of hard math problems, then we'll tell him about some dirty movies, and we'll have a person up in the booth with us very soon. However, I don't think Tony wants to see that happen. Tony is out there for HPCORS, the Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series, trying everything he can to lock it down for that very talented team. Of course, you know Tony Stevens from here on OLRTV. You also should know Tony Stevens from his various racing ventures and from promoting other drivers, for example, Forrest Urban Jr. and a few other drivers as well that his name has been attached to. So always nice to have Tony around. Right now, you can actually see Tony on the track, that beautiful number 75 machine. I'm so used to seeing Tony behind the wheel of a green car. I don't know why I'm used to seeing him behind the wheel of that green car with a little nuclear dude on the hood. Not the case here tonight. He's in that red Larry & Sons Pontiac tonight, the number 75 for Tony Tech Stevens. And a lot of these drivers, by the way, for HPCORS, they are racing their Hooters Pro Cup paint schemes, which is why you'll see the jackaroo across the windshield for a lot of these drivers. It's because of the Hooters Pro Cup paint scheme.
Yeah, Daryl, and right now I'm watching the number 28 going around the track, and he's really got things going. I'm kind of glad I printed out my rosters tonight, seeing we had one of our announcers unable to make it. Michael Kelly out there, MJ Kelly in the number 28 Xbox machine, looking very strong, going down into turn number 3 here in happy hour. This guy's running the fast fix setup here with the Grand National mod. So these guys are really starting to get attuned to this, see what the tire wear is going to do, see how their gas mileage is going to be. Not much you can do with the setup, 2 or 4, and just try to see how these things are playing out. You see a couple other cars working down around the track. See the 542 now leaving the pit area. A very colorful paint scheme with some flames on that one, and that is a driver called Koo, but actually his name is Mike Kilinyai. I would imagine he's probably not named to the U.S. or that's a quite the name there, Daryl. Let's see if you can take a stab at the 542.
Mike Kilinyai actually is the 542 machine. The 44-year-old driver racing for the Renegade team. You can check him out. Also, another driver you want to check out, the 038 machine. Of course, that's a driver that everybody knows as Rex Adams, otherwise known as Smadar. SportingOnlineRacing.com on the hood of that Ford Taurus. So best of luck to Rex and the 038 machine. Also, a nice-looking paint scheme on that. The blue flames and the white base. It looks quite nice. It's a very clean-looking car. And hopefully for Rex's sake at least, by the end of tonight, that car will still look that clean, and it won't be for running in the back all night long. He's going to look to get up to the front as soon as he possibly can.
Yeah, look at another car right now. A very bright-colored car out there. The number 2, a real throwback Rusty Wallace paint scheme. Not sure if I've ever seen that Rusty paint scheme, but that is Rusty 2G5, Eugene Nye out there in that Miller Genuine Draft number 2, and he is a Renegade Junior racer, and he's raced on the Mac for 3 years, and that's amazing. I used to race on a machine that had a DOS card inside a Mac. That was my first ever NASCAR 1 computer, and he wants to thank his wife for buying me a PC so he could race against everybody tonight. So a shout out to Eugene Nye out there in that Miller Genuine Draft number 2, getting some laps in here in happy hour.
Oh, you know it. And the number 41 machine, looking for him right now, David Gray. The number 41 wants to get a special shout out to his sons, Luke and Mark. Luke is 2 years old. Mark is 3 months old. He wants to be able to get their names onto an OLRTV DVD. So at some point down the road, maybe in 20, 25 years, when you hear the name Mark Gray or Luke Gray, and you hear him, for example, I don't know, on ESPN when they're talking about the next Nextel Cup champion, or whatever they happen to name that series after the Nextel sponsorship runs out, perhaps the Kotex Cup champion, whatever it happens to be. You have to pull a few strings to get tickets to that one. But either way, you'll know that you heard their names first right here on OLRTV, like so many other people or drivers that you're looking forward to perhaps seeing in the Cup Series racing in NASCAR or in some other form of racing. I know that a lot of the drivers here at OLRTV that have raced here on OLRTV, and some of them that actually have broadcasted with us here at OLRTV have gone on to other forms of racing, Dan Lyon, as a matter of fact, has moved into some karting as well. He's also looking at perhaps doing some late model racing and some other forms of stock car racing. So a lot of the people here at OLR and OLRTV, big time into the racing deal, and big enough that they're getting into racing on the quote-unquote real side as opposed to the simulation, which we're seeing tonight. However, we have seen, and we've said it before, we've seen it before, Matt, a good sim racer can equate to a good real racer. That's just the way it works. For example, Denny Hamlin. That's all I have to say about a good racer equating to a good sim racer. Denny Hamlin, one of the best sim racers you're going to find, also one of the best darn real racers you're going to find anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. And we've seen all those guys grace the airwaves here at OLRTV throughout the 2005 season, trying to kick off 2006 here with a team challenge event right here on OLRTV. And looks like these guys, full field out here. They had cut off registrations early because they were having so many drivers interested in racing tonight, wanted to get themselves on OLRTV and show what they can do. And it looks like these guys getting ready to start heading to the grid here soon, so it's about time for the starting lineup there.
Well, we can let you know that David Slade in the 044 or the 44 North machine will start on the pole. Outside the front row, the 111 machine of George Oliver. Inside of row number 2, the 099 of Dan Wolf. Inside or outside row number 2 is starting in the 4th position. The number 123 machine, you all know him. You may know him as Puck Snake. That is Jacob Klein, and he's using his real name tonight. He's not incognito tonight, amazingly enough. Jacob Klein stepping up, using the real name here tonight. Starting inside the 3rd row, starting 5th position, the number 19 machine, that is Adam Ritchie. And outside of row number 3, starting 6th in the number 6 machine, it's Jeff King. Inside of row number 4, starting in the 7th position, fittingly enough, the 07 of Greg Austin. Outside of row number 4, starting 8th, the 41 of David Gray. Inside of row number 5, the number 14 machine of Richard Bartlett. Outside that 5th row, starting 10th, Tony Tex Stevens, member of the OLRTV broadcasting team for quite some time, as a matter of fact. Starting inside of row number 6, the number 79 machine, that is Chris Tim. Outside of Chris Tim, the number 4 machine of Brett Molzan. Inside of the following row, starting 13th, the 542 machine. You heard us take a stab at his name earlier on. That is Mike Kelleny in the 542 machine, starting outside of row 7. Starting 14th position, the number 54 machine, Tom Glasser, or Glacier, I believe that's Glasser though, and the number 54. Starting inside the following row, starting 16th position, the number 28 machine. Let me double check, that is Michael Kelly in the Xbox sponsored machine. Starting outside of Kelly, I apologize, sir. That would be inside the following row, starting 17th, the number 21 machine. I'm starting to lose my bearings here. David Oliver in the number 21. Starting 18th, the number 44 machine. Let me double check my stats here. That is Bruce Fisher. Starting 19th, the 08 machine. All we have on the 08 machine tonight, oddly enough, is Soft Shoe. We'll try to get some more information on the 08 later on tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to get a real name for that driver. Otherwise, we'll just make one up. We don't want to be referring to people as just their screen names. After the 08 machine is the 09 of Dave Oliver Sr. Behind the 09 of Dave Oliver Sr. starting 21st, the 25 machine of Jeff Ramsdell. Starting 22nd, the 35 machine, that is Woody Nye in the 35 machine. We're just about to get the command to start motors. We're going to go ahead and get that command, and we'll be back for the rest of the starting lineup.
Drivers, start your engines!
Starting 23rd, the number 2 machine, that is Eugene Nye in the number 2 machine. Rex Adams starts 24th in the 038 machine. The 091 is Tim Maloth in the 091. The 05 is Jeff Clark. Starting 27th, the number 33 machine of D. Jones. That is DEA Jones, by the way. D. Jones, the number 33. The 03 is Jack Martell, otherwise known as Fire 3. The 019 is Ronald R.C. Rigdon. R.C. looking to come from the back towards the front for the win. The 63 machine is Mark Royer. The 15 machine is David Hoskins. The 00 is Tom Cornelison in the number 00. The 24 machine, we know him, that's Dave Vodka. He'll be racing for HPCORS. Followed up by, I believe, the number 69. Don't know if he'll be starting as with Vodka. The 69 machine is Bubba Roberts. He's also in there, also the 916. In the server, don't know if he'll be racing here tonight either. But the 916, I don't even have a number, I don't have a name on him, but we'll go ahead and call him Bob Sman. I believe Matt actually knows the name on him, don't you?
Yeah, I would give that to you, but the green flag is out, and we are underway here at Kansas Speedway, Darrell, and they head down into turn number 1. Look at this field of 30-plus cars taking it down into turn number 1, and they're already single file, 1, 2, 3, battle for 4th.
Battle for 4th position right now, starting to heat up as the rest of these drivers start to work their way through this field. Some guys trying to take this corner a little bit too high through turns 3 and 4. They really have to get it down to the bottom of the track here. Not a lot of banking here at Kansas. As you can see, the cars will tend to slide up just a little bit. Slade continues to lead. The 111 machine of George Oliver sits in second spot. The 99 of Dan Wolf is in third position. So David Slade continuing to lead in the 44 North machine, or the 044, as the case may be on your screen.
Yeah, it is a great-looking car out there, that number 44, AC Delco on the left rear quarter panels of that car. And David really putting that thing to the test early on, trying to see how hard he can run it. Early on, you want to test those tires a little bit, and you see third place now trying to make a run up on the outside. I believe that is the 099 of Dan Wolf up there working that high side, and now here comes the 123 of Jacob Klein behind him. So these top 3 and 4 cars starting to get a little bit more aggressive here as they're working, coming by the stripe for lap number 2 this time. We're going to drop back about 5th and 6th here. Looks like a battle shaping up.
On the inside of the battle, you can see the number 6 machine. The battle for the 6th spot. The number 6 looks to the inside of the number 19. The 19 is Ricci. The 6th machine. The 6th machine is King. As the yellow flag comes out, caution on the speedway. Not exactly positive on why we have caution, but we'll go ahead and try to figure it out. Looks like it may have something to do with the 05 machine. We'll see if perhaps he had a little bit of help going around, or if we just kind of lost. It looks like the back end just came around coming into turn 3, Matt. The 05 machine on the way into turn number 3. Back end just kind of goes around on that 05, piloted by Jeff Clark here tonight. Clark, by the way, running for HPCORS. He's punched in the side of that machine. Not a good thing to have happen early on in the race, and it looks like, actually, that has ended the race for his machine. So, unfortunately, he is out. We'll have Matt Racing Kid Thomas give you his last moment of glory here in this one.
Yeah, as we can see, the Stars and Stripes car gets loose going into 3. Back end comes around, and driver's side hard. And you got so much room between you and the that inside groove. Boy, when you back it around, you are going to hit hard on that driver's side. And I know there's many drivers that can attest to that. And the left side very well pancaked. Left side tires look to be not quite round, probably oblong or oval, about the shape of the track right now. And he pulls it down into the garage and takes it behind the wall, Darrell.
Unfortunate turn of events. That brings us up under our first caution of the afternoon, or the evening. And right now the pace car leads this field around, and we've already had some drivers come on in for pit stops. Oddly enough, as the number 19 machine will assume the lead. That is Ricci, as he'll assume the top spot as we have some pit stops taking place on pit road.
Yeah, looks like the 099 of Dan Wolf, and actually the leader of the race, the 44, comes into the pits getting those tires. I believe this is a 1X, I'll check with the admin, but I believe these guys are running at 1X tire wear and fuel, but I'm not sure. These guys pitting very early, only a couple laps in the books there, 4 laps, already making a stop for tires, trying to get a little bit out of sync here. These guys trying to make this on a couple different stops, but maybe they just didn't want to stay up in the front there.
Not quite sure. You never know. I mean, being in the front of the pack can have its disadvantages. Not quite sure what the situation was, why they decided to come in. Perhaps after a lap or 2 under green, might as well just come on in, double check that tire wear. see what's going on and see if perhaps you need to alter your driving line. You never know. I mean, a lot of these drivers might have decided, you know what, it's time to go to the back, let things happen in front of me, and see what plays out. And we're going to see what plays out when we come back. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more racing action right here on OLRTV.
Tired of playing games? You want to live competition? Well, the all-new OnlineRacing.com brings you the absolute best of sim racing. Everybody knows we have the fastest and most stable dedicated servers. But did you know that now we have the easiest software to set up your own races, chat with your buddies? Oh yeah, and remember that Java and that pesky redirector? They're gone, baby. No more of that. We still have our popular games like NASCAR 3, NASCAR Heat, NASCAR 4, NASCAR 2002, and of course, NASCAR Racing 2003. But why are we different? Well, maybe it's the car file showroom, or the setup exchange, or is it the voice chat? Heck, the list goes on and oh yeah. I'm talking about the absolute best sim racers on the planet to race against. Sure, you can sit at home and race against the computer, but what fun is that? Prove you're the best, race against the best at OnlineRacing.com. But that's just a glimpse of what you'll find on OLR. Come on over and find out why we say OnlineRacing.com. Don't dream it, live it. What do you have your hands on? That's right, I'm talking to you. Look down. What do you have your hands on? No, not that. I'm talking about your steering wheel. Are you using the only steering wheel used and endorsed by Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Sierra testing team, and of course, the OnlineRacing.com staff? Well, if you didn't get it from Thomas, you're not using the wheel. Thomas Enterprises, the absolute best racing wheels on the market. If you're not using a Thomas, you're not in control.
There's a group out there right now taking NASCAR sim racing.
Welcome back after our brief break here. Getting set to go back to green flag racing. We do want to clarify, these drivers are running on a double wear, double usage system here, so they'll go through twice as many tires and twice as much fuel as they normally would, and that would explain why a bunch of drivers decided this was a good time to come down pit road and make those pit stops. It's actually some pretty darn good strategy as the green flag comes back out once again here on lap number 8 of a scheduled 161. One caution in the book so far. Hopefully, we won't see very many more. Around goes the leader. Now the yellow flag comes out, and oh my goodness, is he going to get collected or not?
Yeah, Daryl, he just evaded everybody there and quickly got off the track before we could even get a shot of that. But let's go ahead and see if we can cue up a replay, and he just lost it up there, Daryl.
It just went around on him, and what we're finding out is these drivers have been told, one caution, you're done, out, finished, no more. One caution. Doesn't matter how bad your damage is, if you cause one caution, you're all done. So that would explain why your leader, after going around out of turn number 2, has retired from this one. Tough break. That's going to end his night early. Very, very early. Last thing he wanted to see happen. And it looked like he just got loose, but we'll let Matt Racing Kid Thomas let you know exactly what went down.
Yeah, he just went down into one and went in way too hard, got way out of the groove, and then up into the wall and gets caught by the 41 there and spins like a top, and everybody gets by. How about?
You know, Matt, that could have been an absolutely huge incident. That could have collected pretty much the entire field. After being in the lead, the leader goes around. A lot of times you will see the entire field collected. I think that really speaks for the amount of the level of ability we're seeing here tonight with these drivers. Everybody able to avoid a spinning car, and those of you that know, out there, those of you that have played this sim, it's very difficult to avoid some of these spinning cars because you don't know what direction they're going to go. They don't seem to follow any system or logic. They just kind of spin and loop around anywhere they want to go, and unfortunately, half the time they wind up as part of my hood. I get a brand new hood ornament, usually a Dodge, no less. You can see that the top spot now held down by Jeff King in the XFM Stay Right Pumps machine. He is driving, by the way, for the Renegade Racing Team, or RenegadeJunior.com. You can check them out. You can also check out the Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series. You can't go wrong with either one of them. It's almost impossible to go wrong with either one of these guys. I know the Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series, they do a lot of short track racing over there, and if you're into short track racing, that is the place to be. Tony Stevens runs a very clean ship over there. As a matter of fact, we do have Tony Tech Stevens. Tony, we're not going to go ahead and mention that you're currently running 29th in the field, because that's not what's important. A couple things that are important, though. First of all, how's the car feel, and how's the track feel tonight?
Track's good. It's a little bit snugger than it was in practice. It was real free in practice, which is good. Free racetracks are bad for everybody. But otherwise, car's running pretty good. Just saved the front clip on it there with that wreck. Had to kind of spin to avoid. Next thing I know, the infield wall's looking me in the face, and I get a stop before I hit that, so that's a good thing. But went ahead and put 4 brand new stickers on it and filled her up and ready to go. Just kind of going to run a couple 100 miles back here, just try to stay out of trouble in the last, hopefully, 60, 75 miles or so. We'll go at it.
Well, out of curiosity, I know we've got a lot of listeners out there, a lot of viewers out there that are interested in running some short tracks and perhaps getting involved in the Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series. How would they go about doing that?
Go to HPCORS.com, click on the sign-up link. You can email either myself or Mark Royer. We'll get you all signed up and whatnot. We're in a transitional process from our previous script pages to what we have now. We're also, maybe I should mention this, maybe I shouldn't, but we're also in the process of getting some sanctioning and some licensing things set up with USAR, so we'll actually be the official Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing League, which will be a pretty cool deal. I'm really excited about that, and I think a lot of drivers who are into the short tracks and just some good old clean competition, they'll be pretty excited about it and have a good time as well.
Well, lights are on in the pace car. We're going to go ahead and let you get back down to business. Thanks for coming in and joining us, Tony, and hopefully for you, we'll see you in Victory Lane, but if not, we may see you even earlier on tonight. We've been told that if you do wind up out of this race, we're going to go ahead and warp you back up here to the booth and have you join us on the call here.
Thanks a lot, Daryl. Hopefully we can get this Larry and Sons Pontiac in Victory Lane, though. That would be a very good thing.
That's Tony Tech Stevens, long-time broadcaster here with OLRTV and a friend here at OLRTV. As he will be rocking and rolling for the HPCORS team. Don't forget, HPCORS.com. You can get involved in some of their racing. Also, Renegade Junior, RenegadeJR.com. You can get involved in some of their racing. You can't go wrong with either one of these leagues, and you can tell them that OLRTV sent you. They'll go ahead. They'll probably let you in. I don't think they're going to hold that against you if we sent you, although stranger things have happened. Renegade's got 3 or 4 different leagues that run there. Right now, you see the pace car make that hard left-hand turn as the 6 machine of Jeff King, the Stay Right Pumps XFM machine, is ready to go. Green flag flies, and we are back underway. We'll all head up through the gears, work their way up towards the ultimate goal, which is 4th gear. Probably hit that right between turns 1 and turns 2. As right now you can see him getting up to speed now, well up over 150 miles an hour. Down the backstretch, they'll be up around 180 miles per hour before they hit turn number 3. And look at the charge coming on from 2nd spot. Couldn't quite get the run to the angle, but Greg Austin in that Austin small engine repair machine really starting to work his way up into towards the top spot. Austin looking very good so far here tonight. Austin better be a little bit careful, though. There's a teammate for Renegade that is sitting up there in the top spot. Austin drifts up to the high side, and we've got a battle for 2nd spot. Austin up high, Gray down low in that Pepsi machine, the number 41 machine. It's David Gray on the bottom, Greg Austin up on the top, and it looks like Austin will potentially hold him off. He's getting it down to the inside to shut that door completely, but Gray will drop back into third position. What a run for Austin. Excellent turn of events right there. And here comes Austin, battle for the lead now. Austin to the inside, looking for that top spot away from King. Austin down low, King up high. Austin trying to get the stick. You can see the back end wiggling just a little bit under power in the corners. That's what we were talking about. Not a lot of banking here. 71 degrees the temperature. Austin unable to maintain that top spot, or unable to lock down that top spot. Now his second spot comes under fire from the number 41 of David Gray again. Gray wants that Pepsi machine up to the front, but Austin really on the move. Greg Austin now looks to the inside, should have the line coming into the corner. Greg Austin down low. We've got King up to the top. Austin slides up, has no choice but to get out of the throttle. He had to get out of the throttle, otherwise he would have run the risk of getting into Jeff King. Jeff King now maintains that high line. Austin right down on the inside. He's got about a fender on him. Austin with the preferred line coming out of turn number 4. This is where he caught him in the previous lap. Wiggle out of Austin this time. Unbelievable piece of driving to save it. Side by side, they cross the line. The gap, get this, 4 thousandths of a second. Greg Austin is your brand new leader. Oh, what a great pass, Matt.
Well, these guys not worried about tailwear. These guys going at it tooth and nail out there, trying to see who wants to be the leader of the race. And the 07 gets out there, and these guys actually do have some bonus points for who can lead the most laps, who can lead it halfway, and things like that. So that will take account on how many points each of these teams will get tonight. So these guys all looking to go out there and lead as many laps as they can, while also trying to win the race, which is worth 3 points there. So these guys are really going after it, and we'll have all the post-race awards with all the admins after the race. But the 07 right now, he's looking pretty strong out there, and he's going to see if he can check out and take that car up into the victory lane here. But looking back, looks like that 41 caught a little bit of a scrape on the wall a few laps back when these guys were battling off too. And now he's starting to close back in on the number 6 car as he's working down through the tri-oval here. So Jeff King and that number 6, used to the super speedways. This kind of a intermediate track, you would say, but the 41 running very strong as well. So David Gray goes right in on the back bumper of King Lothar right now in second place.
Here comes the battle for second spot. As a matter of fact, Jeff King about to have his hands full of Pepsi, and that would be the number 41 Pepsi machine of David Gray. Gray still on the inside, and this is exactly where he lost the lead, did King. And now you can see the brand new second spot driver is David Gray in the number 41 machine. Excellent piece of driving. Gray continues to hunt Greg Austin. Can't wait to see these two drivers perhaps hook it up and battle it out for the lead. They had a great battle going for second spot just a few laps ago.
Yeah, these guys really battling hard there. Whoa, the 41 gets a wicked run going down into turn number 3 on the leader. And now he's going to back off just a little bit, and I think we might have some trouble out there. It looked like they were slowing down a little bit, but no, the 6 is just getting a good run down through the tri-oval. Now it looks like we got 4 cars up here battle for that top spot, and we do have a wreck in turn number 4. Looks like wreck in 4.
Got a wreck in turn number 4, but not seeing a caution on the track yet. We are still under green flag conditions. These guys still at full throttle. Nobody lifting here, and it looks like Greg Austin will try to maintain that top spot. Smart move for Austin, by the way, as a lot of the drivers will hear about the wreck in turn number 4, and there is a lot of them that may have lifted. Austin doesn't lift at all. Austin stays right on the throttle. Excellent move from Austin and the rest of these drivers. No sense lifting. You lift, you're going to lose a lot of time, as it looks like the big gap right now is forming between 24th and 25th position. 24th position, the 08 machine, we don't have an identification on that driver. The 08 machine of, we just call him Soft Shoe. And 25th is Tony Stevens, a little under 3 seconds. The gap last time by. We'll see if that gap grows, as now the yellow flag flies. We are under caution for the 3rd time here tonight. Caution flag flies at Kansas Motor Speedway. I'm still trying to figure out exactly why we're under caution. There is smoke on the front stretch. More smoke than you would even possibly want to see. We're hearing that it's the 54 machine. We'll try to find out if perhaps he had just a wee bit of help going around. Looks like he may have actually gotten together with Rex Adams in the 038. Those two drivers, they know each other from previous incidents. So we'll go ahead and throw it to Matt Racing Kid Thomas for the replay.
Yeah, coming down through the trial, well, him and Rex just get together, kind of going for the same piece of asphalt. And, oh, man, the 44, our early race leader, gets around heavy rear end damage on that AC Delco machine. A tough break for him. And, oh, Jacob Klein and the number 2 also get into that 44. As they try to get around him down in turn 1. 44 gets hit again. Oh, he gets the worst of this one. With the guy that causes the wreck, the 54, just gets spun around. And everybody slows as they see all the smoke, not wanting any damage on their race machines. But the 54 is headed to pit road, and looks like he might be going behind the wall, Daryl.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the 54 machine. Also, out of this one is the 044 of David Slade. Also, the 15 machine, David Hoskins, I apologize. Hoskins out of this one as well, as we're seeing that some of the leaders may be considering a trip down pit road to go ahead and grab some fuel and tires. And here they come en masse. They exit the speedway. Everybody heads down through the pit lane. We'll go ahead and follow your early race leader, or your previous race leader. That would be Jeff King in the number 6 machine. He was in 3rd place coming off the track, so we'll see if he's able to pick up a couple spots as your pole sitter tries to work down, as I don't believe your pole sitter is actually going to be able to make a pit stop here. We'll have to wait and see exactly what goes down. The race off from pit road, I believe Greg Austin will win the race off from pit road, as Greg Austin is your leader. Slade, your pole sitter, by the way, is out of this one. So the best spot on pit road now belongs to the 111 machine of George Oliver. He now has the best spot on pit road, because all he's got to do is drop the clutch and go forward. Nobody pitting ahead of him right now.
Yeah, Daryl, and looks like these guys are getting sorted out here, and just about time to sneak another break in here. And I think we've actually got to pay some bills for our race sponsor here for Renegade Junior. So we'll go ahead and bring that to the viewers out here, help us pay some bills, and show why OLRTV is the #1 in sim racing, Daryl.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really?
Woo!
You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep. Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff, like directions.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
Flat out, total carnage.
Seatbelts not included.
Welcome back to OLRTV. You can see on your screen right now, Greg Austin continues to lead. However, second spot now belongs to Brett Molzan. Molzan will pick up a couple spots. He'll move into second spot. Jeff King remains third. Fourth now belongs to David Gray. Fifth position is the 79 of Chris Tim. In 6th is the 28 machine of Michael Kelly. 7th is Jacob Klein. 8th, the number 56 of Ed Jones. 9th is that 542 machine of Coo. I like that name. We're just going to stick with Coo for him. It's a lot easier than pronouncing his real name, which, by the way, Michael Kelleny, or Kelleny, we'll have to double check with him after the race and see if we are pronouncing that completely incorrectly. And rounding out the top 10, the number 111 of George Oliver. A lot of Renegade drivers in this race tonight, not a lot from HPCORS, but what really matters is where they finish in relation to the rest of this field. Green flag flies. We are back underway here at Kansas as I'm currently watching the number 79 machine. However, you could be watching something completely different. Matt Racing Kid Thomas pushes all the buttons, makes all the magic happen, and if there is some sort of great thing happening on the speedway, Matt Thomas is the guy to find it. He pretty much is able to see the entire track. I don't quite know how, but he's able to see the entire speedway, whether it's a road course, short track, big track, super speedway, doesn't matter where it happens to be, as we're hearing that we are watching the battle between the number 28 machine and the 79. Although the 79 just kind of gives that spot up. Jacob Klein now looking to the inside. The 123 machine looks to the inside of the 54 of Tim Glasser in that NASA Motorsports number 54. Jacob Klein in the Powerpuff Girls sponsored number 123 machine. Klein to the inside will pick up the spot. Jacob Klein on the move, Matt.
Yeah, we've seen that 123 car up in the front quite a few times on OLRTV, whether it be a shootout race or a Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series race. But these top 4 now starting to, actually the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th getting tight, but the leader has checked out just a little bit on these guys. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are pretty tight, and then the 28 trying to close in on these guys. With a fresh rubber out there, we're going to see how these guys can run, all pretty much on the same rubber right now, seeing how these guys can stagger themselves and try to get those tires so they don't heat them up too much, but they want to stay up at the front, get as many points as they can for leading some laps and all that. Right now, Greg Austin's doing a real good job of getting the most laps he can. Jeff King running strong out there, as well as the 41, and now the 4 car is a new car up here into the top 5, and trying to get the name on him. Is that the Fly Mall, Darryl? The 04, I believe?
That would be Brett Molzan. Brett Molzan, also known as Fly Mall here. If you are familiar with the screen names here, that is Brett Molzan, the number 4 machine. He's looking pretty good. As I take a peek, right around the 10th position, and the 10th and 9th position have just swapped the number 111 machine of George Oliver. That Joker-sponsored machine in the 111 has worked up another position, but the driver that is on the move and continues to make those moves is Jacob Klein. Klein, the number 123 machine, starting to track down, get this, the 28 of Michael Kelly, that Xbox-sponsored machine. Jacob Klein, racing for the Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series, is starting to make some more headway. That's going to make Tony Tech Stevens happy. By the way, speaking of Tony Stevens, he's picked up 5 positions since our last update about him. He's now up into the top 20.
That's a pretty good job for Tony out there. As right now we're watching the number 56. I like that number. I guess that's why I picked that one up. Ed Jones out there, and he's making it run. Looks like he's got a lap car ahead of him, but they're double wide just behind him now. Coming down to the triangle. Oh, the 21 and the 63 of Mark Roy get awful close coming down through there, and they're still close. And now Mark Roy around in turn number 1. Oh, hard into the turn 1 wall. Another car spinning as he goes by there. And we're going to have a multiple car pile up here in turn number 2 as everybody tries to get around it. 14, the 099 stops to avoid it. 091 of Ronald Rigdon. And everybody is involved. As I saw that going down through the tri-oval, the 21 does get a pretty good share of the damage for probably a little bit too aggressive there. Got into the left rear quarter panel of the 63. Going to cue it up. Take a look there.
Matt's going to bring up the replay for you. The 21 machine heavily involved in this one, as he has some pretty hard contact with the outside wall. Also sucks Dan Wolfen with the number 99 machine, as at least one of these drivers will join the long list of retired drivers that includes Rex Adams, who is out. Also David Vodicka out. The 00 of Tim Cornelson is out. Slade is out. The number 15 machine of Hoskins out. As you can see your replay right now, we'll have Matt Racing Kid Thomas take you through it.
Yeah, you can see the 63. It looked like he kind of came down on him, but you see the 21 was trying to stick his nose in there. I think Mark knew he was there. I'm going to try and take another look from in-car and see what the 21 was looking at going down through the tri-oval here. We're watching an in-car view from the 21. You see they almost get together right about start-finish, and now they go down into turn number 1. You see the 63 up high, and then he just kind of gets into him, going down into 1. Not sure if the 63 came down or he got into him, but they're both going for that same piece of real estate, and that normally doesn't help when you want to pay the same price for that same piece of asphalt. Somebody needs to give, and they both gave theirs. They both went around in turns 1 and 2. Caution number 3 here at the Kansas Speedway.
As these drivers now come out of pit road, they have made their pit stops. They went ahead and got some fuel, tires, whatever else they needed. And it looks like we are going to have, well, we're guaranteed to have a brand new race leader right now, as a few drivers have not come down pit road. The 54 machine has stayed out, although he is a lap down, as has the 08 machine. I'm showing the 08 as also, no, I'm showing the 08 is on the lead lap, so we should have an unidentified driver in the top spot here, Matt. Won't that wreak havoc for the stats?
Yeah, that's always quite interesting, Daryl. 35 laps are now complete here of the 161. 3 cautions. That's not too bad. They're starting to get a little bit too aggressive here, maybe with that 2X tire wear. They figure they can run them pretty hard, and they'll just come in and pit for tires. Starting to weed out some guys in this field, as a couple guys now are definitely out of this event. You see the yellow flag still out. Still a few cars coming down to pit road. The field trying to get back lined up. And we're going to go up to the front and see what's going on up there and see who's the current leader.
We're hearing from our friends out there in Petropolis that the 08, the identity on the 08 is Tim Stewart, the 08 machine. So thank you very much out there, my friends in Petropolis. That would actually be Slade, our buddy David Slade, who was unfortunately out of this one. That's probably why he knew that Tim Stewart is the 08 machine.
Yeah, and he was actually a late entry, I believe. He just got his car painted the other day and just rolled it into the track today. So that Papyrus 08 car looking pretty strong out here right now, but not sure if he took 2 tires or what he did to get up to the front. But, looks like slip shoe Tim Stewart. Going to try and lead a couple laps here, get some bonus points, and he actually might be coming down into the pits. And, yep, here he comes. He's just trying to get that 5 bonus points for leading the lap, and he's going to come down to attention of his pit crew down here on pit road. So we'll just go ahead and follow him down, and then we'll go ahead and pick up the field in turn number 1 as he's coming down to get some gas and probably 4 tires on this beast, and he wants to get that thing back up in the front. He's going to have a long road to hoe. He's got 20-plus cars ahead of him now, so good luck out there. And he's got left sides going on right now, or right sides going on right now. The crew's going around to the left side, and a lot of photographers down here on pit road, Daryl. I'm not sure if any of your friends are down there, but I see quite a few people. And now he's down and away, and the 08's going to leave the pits, and he's going to pick it up at the tail of the field now.
Well, not a bad move for Tim Stewart, though. What he needs to do, and he knows what he needs to do, is gain a couple bonus points for his team, and then get down onto pit road, get some tires for that Pontiac, top off that tank with racing fuel, get back out there. 37 laps complete of the scheduled 161. Tim Stewart, very smart move, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he might be trying to work the race backwards a little bit, but these guys are going to take at least 2 or 3 more pit stops with the 2X tire wear. Going to have quite a bit of tires left. They probably got 10 sets of tires or more down on their pits down there. So these guys looking to come down to the green here, Daryl, so we're getting ready to go back at it here. Number 4 is in the lead now.
Number 4 machine, by the way, is Brett Molzan, As the green flag comes out, everybody hard on the gas trying to work their way through the first and second corners here. Molzan in the Northwest Airlines Chevy Monte Carlo is your current race leader, but don't you dare, I'm gonna say it right out loud, don't you dare count out Greg Austin in that Austin Small Engine Repair Chevrolet. That Chevrolet has been running quite well so far here tonight. As you can see, a few battles starting to heat up as Bubba Roberts, I believe that is the last name, Bubba Roberts, that is the name in the Hooters Ford, is stuck to the high side, and it looks like he's getting freight trained. This is the Kansas version of a freight train right now.
Yeah, Daryl, I think he might have took 2 tires trying to get some track position out there and get some airtime for his Hooters sponsor, number 69. He is sliding backwards. He cannot keep that thing down in the corners to save his life. And you can see just off the corner, slides right up outside the black into the gray. And everybody's just going to keep going right by him. And looks like the 41s and the 28 now setting their sights on the lead once again. They're going to try and run down this lead pack of 4 cars up here going off turn number 2.
4 cars in the lead pack. And right now, what you really want to think about is if you are one of the drivers that's trying to run down this lead pack, what's going through your mind? What are you starting to consider as your options, basically? Right now, your race leader, if I am currently leading this race, I'm a little bit concerned as Austin takes over the top spot once again from the number 4 machine of Molzan. I'm actually a little bit concerned if I'm the race leader, because you got to keep in mind your race leader right now is the target. He's the driver that I can see 26 other drivers want to trade positions with. Nobody wants to be second. Nobody wants to be third. Sure as heck, nobody wants to be 27th, a lap down. Everybody wants to retake or take over that top spot. And a few of our drivers have already tasted the lead, and darn it all, Matt, they want it back.
Well, not every driver is going to get to lead a race tonight, but that driver out there in the front right now, Greg Austin, is looking to get the most laps led, get that extra point for leading the most laps, and if he can also lead it halfway, he's going to get another bonus point. So I think that's what he's aiming for right now, just keep that baby up in the front. As we're about a quarter of the way through this race right now, 40 lap 43 of 161, and the top 4 now nose to tail working down through turns number 1 and 2. You can see that number 123, that familiar Powder Puff Girls, black number 123, moving back up to the front here, and he's always in contention for a win. And Jacob Klein looking very strong right now, and you can see the couple cars behind him, 5th and 6th, the 28, the 41, now also trying to catch that pack. So we're going to have a 6-pack up in the front going for the lead. See what else is going on back here in the back.
Well, Jacob Klein, the driver, on the move as we continue to check the middle to the back of the pack, as we have some decent racing going on as we're trying to find the drivers here. As we can see, Jeff Ramsdell, the number 25 machine, trying to maintain his position, but here comes the 111 to the inside. Couldn't quite get the run into turn number 3, I apologize. Now coming off from turn number 4, Ramsdell with a little bit of a wiggle. The 111 machine will jump down to the inside. That's George Oliver. Oliver down low. He's going to have the spot. He's got some drafting help as well. That always benefits you to have some drafting help. Oliver will pick up the spot, as not even quite sure where the 916 machine even came from. Bob Sman, I'm trying to remember exactly who his name is. And you see Tony Stevens now. Stevens working his way up there. We told you he had picked up 5 spots. He was up into, around 20th. Tony Tech Stevens has just cracked the top 11, going for the top 10. The guy's making some progress, Matt.
Yeah, it's like Tony to kind of sit back the first part, get his groove on, and he's trying to get back into the groove here, and he's working his way back up toward the top 10 now, so that's right where he wants to be. He's starting to get things going, and he's going to follow these guys as they're trying to march toward the front. Maybe he's just trying to play the tires and see how much the tires will go, see how much he can push the setup here. As they're still double wide behind these guys, it's everybody trying to get away from the back of the pack and move their way up into the mid pack and get back up into the top 10 here, Daryl.
Everybody right now just trying to crack that top 10. That is the ultimate goal if you're outside the top 10. Of course, if you're inside the top 10, say you're running 6th or 7th, the goal now becomes to crack the top 5. If you're running 4th, you want to get into the top 3. If you're in the top 3, hey, go for the gusto. Grab that top spot. That's where everybody wants to be, especially when we come down towards the end of the night. The slide backwards for Ramsdale continues in the number 25 machine. The 2 just shot right by on the inside. Eugene Nye in the Miller Genuine Draft machine for Renegade has picked up that spot as we see some great racing going on throughout this field. As we're hearing that Tony Stevens is still working his way through this field. Tony Tech Stevens, the number 75 machine, has continued to put on a pretty darn impressive run so far here tonight, Matt.
Yeah, he just picked up about 2 or 3 cars there, plus a lap car, as Tony continues to march forward with that, looks like a kind of a McDonald's paint job with those. Looks like somebody messed up when they painted the arches on the side there and just scribbled them on. Tony in that red and yellow number 75 starting to catch some more traffic out here, as the leaders now have pretty much gotten nose to tail once again. So the top 4 pretty tight, but looks like 4th, 5th, and 6th are right there too. So here comes the 28. He's looking to catch up to these guys, and Jeff King in that number 6 looking to the high side, now looks low on 2nd place of number 4, Fly Mall. Brett, who was that there?
Brett Molzan, the number 4 machine, who he's had a good run so far. Currently sits in the 2nd position, or is rated or being shown in the 2nd position. Tony Stevens being shown in the 9th position, trying to pick up a few more spots before too long here. He has worked his way past your favorite number, Matt Racing Kid Thomas, the 56 machine of, let me double check the name on this one, Ed Jones in the Reg Allen machine tool machine for HPCORS. Tony Stevens, by the way, an admin over there, so don't be surprised to see Tony Stevens working his way around some of the other Hooters Pro Cup racers. They are used to seeing Tony come up on the back bumper, and they know when Tony gets behind you, you damn well better move.
Yeah, he's one that could lay the bumper to you if he really wants to, and he even hits the walls sometimes on occasion just to try and help the handling of the car. So you know, if he needs to go out and hit something, he'll use the car or the wall or whatever he needs to. But these guys up in the front, looks like the leader now might have heated up his tires just a little bit, as the 4 car is making some good runs on him, as he's got a pretty good push from the 6 car. So we'll see if Brett Molzan can make a move on Greg Austin here, as he's right on his back bumper working through turn 4.
Molzan running that back bumper as Tony Stevens continues to have that great run thus far here this afternoon. So watch for Stevens' run to continue, as right now you ride along with the number 4 machine of Brett Molzan, that Northwest Airlines machine. Molzan having a great run thus far. He's led a few laps, and he's looking to lead a few more. It's going to take a little bit more effort from Molzan to get around the 07 of Greg Austin. Austin has had a superb run thus far in that Chevrolet, and he wants that run to continue. Greg Austin, your leader. Molzan sits in 2nd, King in 3rd. 4th is Kelly, and 5th is Klein. That's your top 5. And that is the top 5, by the way, Matt. That would be any one of those 5 is a favorite to win. Oh, a tap! A tap from Molzan, and around goes Austin, hard in the wall. Just the slightest tap in the corner from Brett Molzan, and around went the 07 of Greg Austin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you could see that they were getting pretty close here the last couple of laps. Not sure if the 07 Greg Austin checked up a little bit through turns 1 and 2, but didn't give a whole lot of room for error there, and he just got into the back of him. And we'll take a replay here and show you exactly what happened, as left front flat on the 07. He's going to limp it around.
Well, Matt Racing Kid Thomas pulling up the replay. You'll see that the number 4 and the number 07 just kind of get together, as we will wait for race control to tell us which driver is out. Matt Thomas, go ahead and show us the replay.
Yeah, you can see them nose to tail working through the corner. 07 kind of doesn't rotate quick enough, and the 04 had guys right behind him and just kind of ran up on him there. Tough break. I don't know if you classify that as racing or just got too close, but the 07 may have slowed up a little bit. again, it's just too close to call for us, Daryl.
It's going to be a little bit too close for a lot of people to call. I'm not quite sure what is going to be done. As we've been told, one caution, you're out. Not quite sure exactly what the deal is, but pit stop's happening. When we find out what's going on and who's going to be out of this one, we will let you know. If they find that Greg Austin was not at fault, I don't think they would kick Austin out of the race. They're going to have to really look it over and see what happened. Everybody coming down pit road and making pit stops. Austin will pull into his pit stall as well, as he will pull in extremely late, comparatively, we should say, as we're trying to see who's going to win the race off from pit road. The 4 will take the race off from pit road, but now we have to see who winds up as no longer a part of this race here tonight. As we could very well see, for example, the 4 of Molzan, if he's deemed to be the cause of that incident, we could see him disqualified from this event, Matt.
Yeah, that could very well be. I don't know if they would classify that as racing, but the Austin Small Engine Repair number 07 of Greg Austin does still have some pretty heavy left side damage on the machine, but otherwise not too bad. Left front fender's pretty tore up from that left front flat that he had, and I'm sure he's not all that happy inside the cockpit of that machine as he out there leading the race, and you think that's the safest place to be, especially at a track like this. He's got a little help from behind there, or maybe checked up a little bit. Not sure, Daryl, so sure they'll go back and check the replays.
They will be checking the replays, and a lot of drivers trying to figure out exactly what went down and who will be in this one or out of this one. We're also hearing the dreaded W word, Matt, and I'm not quite so sure I would agree with the dreaded W word. We would have to go back and take a few more looks at it, but I don't know if I would agree with the use of the dreaded W word as related to this particular incident.
And which W word would that be, Daryl?
That would be the W word that rhymes with torp.
That's very well could be, but again, with online racing, you have to leave so much room for anything that could happen out there. I know, especially when I race a super speedway, I give plenty of extra room just in case. As I saw a lot of practice races for some other races last night, you never know what could happen, and people could say you're warping, but more likely it's if you see them and everybody else sees you and they just don't see you, well, it's probably their problem. But there is a little bit of distance between those guys that you have to leave for online error and latency, what we call it, and that's part of the fun of online racing, and you just have to leave a little bit of room out there because multiplayer racing on the internet is not always a perfect thing, and these servers are about the most stable you can find out there here at OnlineRacing.com, and everything has been looking great here, but users' connection could go a little bit higher in the latency at any time, and you've got to leave just a little bit room for some people to have a lot higher latency, because that car may not exactly be where it was supposed to be, Daryl.
Well, I did see, as I watched the helicopter view, and I watched it very closely, I did see the back end of the 07 slide out just a little bit. I don't know if that's going to become a factor. The 07 did slide out. I didn't see any warp per se, but that doesn't mean that the 4 machine didn't see some warp. If the 4 machine has a slightly lesser connection than I would have, or that you have, or that anybody else that was here has, as the yellow flag comes out once again, as they still try to sort out this mess, he may have experienced a little bit of warp from the 07 machine. Anything could have happened, and I want to make it perfectly clear that we are not about to accuse anybody of dumping anybody else or accuse anybody of taking somebody out, because that's not what we do here, and that's definitely not our job. If somebody obviously blatantly takes somebody out, we would definitely point it out. That is not the case here. I will repeat that again for you. That is not the case here. It does not appear that anybody was blatantly taken out. It does not appear that anybody was dumped. And right now, your race leader is just trying to maintain that race lead. That's the number 4 machine of Brett Molzan. And from everything I know about Brett Molzan, very clean driver. And the thought of getting into a driver by mistake is just upsetting to him. Basically what we're hearing now is the admin for the race here is saying that the 4 machine is at fault. The driver of the 4 machine says, okay, he will pit, but he will do it under protest. He is not happy about having to make this pit stop. I don't know that I don't think I blame him. This is one of those incidents that just not much you can do, and unfortunate for the number 4 machine. Although I don't see him heading down pit road this very second. Right now, as the green flag comes out, we are back underway. The number 4 machine is still currently your race leader, Matt.
Yeah, I was just conferring next door with the officials for the Renegade Junior League, trying to figure out what the call was going to be made. I believe the 4 will get some type of penalty here, I believe. So never know what might happen here. So I believe the yellow's out. Not sure if this is maybe the yellow. Yes, the yellow is out. Not sure if this was thrown by the officials and they're trying to see what's going on, or if somebody actually wrecked. You know.
Yellow is out for a blown motor for the 07 of Greg Austin. Unfortunately, the Greg Austin's machine is done. Motor is gone for Austin. Matt Racing Kid Thomas bringing up the replay of the 07 machine, and it looks like just the second he got under hard power, that motor just grenaded on him. And actually, it looks like, as a matter of fact, it's not just merely a blown motor. It was a full-out wreck in turn number 1. Matt Racing Kid Thomas has the replay.
Yeah, as you watch everybody get bunched up into turn number 1, they're 3 wide, then the 08 gets sideways, and 03 gets sideways, and oh man, the 07 of Craig Austin on his lid and gets up and down the 08, the 03 involved, and boy, we saw the 08 up in the front, Tim Stewart a while ago, but Greg Austin also in trouble there. Flips the car over, and heavy black smoke for engine damage. So tough break as everybody just got bottled neck down there in the turn. So Greg Austin now goes from the front of the pack and leading to the back of the pack, and looks like he's probably going to be out there.
Tough turn of events. Also, Dan Wolf has retired. He's retired to help with the monitoring of the event here, as we're seeing the 07 head down pit road. Not the way he wanted tonight to run, as he was an extremely powerful car in the early running here. We do have a race leader. That's the number 6 machine of Jeff King. He is your race leader, that XFM Stay Right Pumps 6 machine. However, we are going to see at least, I believe, a pit stop from the number 4 machine of Brett Molzan. Don't know if we're going to see a retirement from Brett Molzan, but big turn of events for everybody involved here. Wow, what a turn of events. I don't know that he'll be coming out of the pits. He is on pit road and sitting there for now.
Yeah, I believe the officials are probably still going to confer and see what the call is going to be made. Not sure if his crew is protesting out there, but definitely a bad break. But the car that he got into is now out of the race, somewhat due to the contact that happened. Not sure if they're trying to pin the blame on him and trying to give him a penalty, but that may be the case. Right now, the number 6, Jeff King's out there, and also want to remind people to pre-order your DVDs. If you want a DVD of all this action right here from the Hooters Pro Cup Renegade Junior Team Challenge, you can get your pre-orders in for $8, $2.99 shipping. Go to onlineracing.com. And you can go to the menu on the left, onlineracing.com, click OLRTV and then DVDs, or just go to the OLRTV page, click on DVDs. And you can also check out a bunch of our archives, the Windows Media Archives, but these are full-screen TV quality, digital quality DVDs brought to you from OLRTV, and you can order those before midnight. We should be done before midnight for the price of $8 to $2.99, so $10.99 basically for a full screen quality edition of this event right here from OLRTV. And these guys still pacing around, Daryl. And we could probably get a quick break in here, but I'm trying to see what sorts out with this number 4 deal, Daryl.
Well, we may be able to take our break and figure out exactly what's going to go on and let our viewers know when we get back, as it doesn't look like much is going to change. He's definitely going to be at least a lap down. That's almost guaranteed unless he heads out to the speedway right now. He's probably going to go at least a lap, if not more, down. Not the way he wanted to see it, but perhaps that may be his concession. Maybe he has settled for a 1-lap penalty based on the situation. We'll go ahead and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll let you know exactly what went down, what the fallout is from the previous caution and from this caution, and what that means for the rest of tonight's race. We'll be right back with more on OLRTV.
Get freight train one way or another unless you think that thing is wide as a double-wide mobile home.
Marlowe, make it a move up to the middle.
3 wide, you're in the middle.
Hey, Jim, one more time. Right flag, you're the man.
As they come onto the back stretch, it looks like there may be a move back in the back. The Haskins now moves into the first position.
Green flag flies. We are back here on OLRTV. Greg Austin back out on the speedway. For some reason, somehow, some way. Don't ask me how they did this, Matt. But the folks at Austin Small Engine Repair have repaired that. Oh, never mind. Looks like the motor goes again for Greg Austin. He got another corner out of it, though. Not that bad of a deal, as Austin will be, he's showing in 25th position right now. Yellow flag comes out. This will be the end of the road for Greg Austin. He will be done after this one. Tough break for Greg Austin, but this is his caution. This will be the end of his night. Oh, very tough break. Involved in 2 incidents, wrong place, wrong time, and both of them really. And his race is all done.
Yeah, I'd say that motor's really cooked now, Daryl. See, now they put a life support on it, but now it is totally cooked, and the field's going to slow down once again. So probably in about 20 seconds or so, we can get ready for a full round of commercials here, as these guys just came in. Doubt they're going to pit again. So let me get things ready here, Daryl, and we'll get to another break and taste some more videos.
And we have plenty of builds adding up here at the OLRTV studios. If you could see them, you'd know what we're talking about. It's a mountain. It's a large enough mountain, let's put it this way, that it snows on the top year-round. So that'll give you an idea on how big the mountain fills for the OLRTV studios is. We'll let you know about some of the ways we're going to offset those bills. Don't forget to go out there and buy those DVDs. That's one of the ways to offset the bills here at OLRTV. We'll let you know how we're going to offset the rest of the bills when we get back. By the way, we're going to let you know about some upcoming events and some more things still to come here on OLRTV. Matt Racing Kid Thomas, busiest man on the internet. No doubt about it, hands down. Matt Thomas is the man with the plan. We'll be back to let you know a little bit of that plan when we get back right here on OLRTV.
Hey, Peanut. Hey, Marty. You remember when David wrecked that truck at Nashville? Yeah. How'd you guys cut the front end off of it so quick?
You just got to keep it really sharp. What about in Kansas City when Dennis put it in the fence? How'd you guys get out so quick? This little baby right here.
Craftsman, the official tools of NASCAR. At Sears.
Got to get a freight train one way or another, unless you make that thing as wide as a double-wide mobile home.
Marlo's making a move up to the middle.
3 wide, you're the middle. Okay, Jim, one more time. White flag, you're the man.
As they come onto the backstretch, it looks like there may be a move back in the back. The Haskins now move into the fifth position.
What do you have your hands on? That's right, I'm talking to you. Look down. What do you have your hands on? No, not that. I'm talking about your steering wheel. Are you using the only steering wheel used and endorsed by Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Sierra testing team, and of course, the OnlineRacing.com staff? Well, if you didn't get it from Thomas, you're not using the wheel. Thomas Enterprises, the absolute best racing wheels on the market. If you're not using a Thomas, you're not in control.
Pace car lights are out, just about set to get that dreaded green flag here, as this is, I believe, caution 7 or 8. Not quite sure, I've lost count. We've thrown a few cautions to straighten out some incidents on the speedway. Also out of this one, by the way, Tim Stewart is out of this event. Green flag just about to come out. As a matter of fact, now the green flag does fly. We are back under racing conditions. Tony Tech Stevens, by the way, a little bit of an update on our buddy Tony. Right now, get this, Matt, 4th position.
Yeah, and he's got a car in front of him that is all over the track right now. That 41, not sure if he had to switch electrical boxes or what. He went through turns 1 and 2, and that thing was shaking like, I don't think I could say that on here, but the 41 now making a move from 3rd, and Tony is right on his tail now. He's looking to make a move down the front stretch, and Tony Stevens on the move, trying to get that Larry and Sons, I think that's a Chevy. I think he's a Chevy guy, trying to work that car up around the 41, or either that or he's trying to grab a Pepsi out of the trunk of the 41. Either or, Tony Stevens now working hard on 4th position, trying to get that HPCORS machine up into the front and get a point or a couple points. I don't think too many of the Hooters Cup guys have led too many laps tonight, so Tony looking to get up there, possibly lead the halfway points. We're getting about 10 laps away from that, Daryl.
We are close to the halfway point. Tony Stevens trying to crack the top 3 here with that number 75 machine, and that 41, by the way, earlier on, I guess we could say that machine was shaking like a Hyundai trying to reach 85 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's probably cleaner than the term that I had in my head, but I left that off the air just to be nice to everybody, in case there are some PG-13 listeners out there listening to OLRTV at this time, as there's also a OLRTV or OLR meeting going on tonight. Scheduling conflict prevents us from taking part in that, but in case everybody was wondering what's going on at OLR, well, you can go ahead and sit here and watch OLRTV, and you can also take a spin over to the OLR drivers meeting on TeamSpeak, and if you are an OLR member, you can see what's going on, and Mike's in there, and I think I even saw Edward Alexander on TeamSpeak tonight giving some people a heads up on what's going on. This week we've seen a couple of different mods up on OLR, a bunch of new tracks, so that's what a lot of people wanted, and it just seems like you had to kick the horse in the ass to get him going. It looks like a lot of that stuff got done in about 2 weeks' time, and kind of coincides with about 2 weeks ago when somebody left.
Well, you know, it's nice to see Edward Alexander around here, the visionary, the man behind OnlineRacing.com, the guy that started OLR. Edward Alexander's in there right now as True Blue. If you are an OLR member and you want to go ahead and jump into the Delta channel on the OLR official TeamSpeak, you can hang out and chit-chat with Edward Alexander, a guy that I've had a few conversations over the telephone with over the years. Great guy, and he's actually been on TV a couple times, and let's just say he should stick to radio.
Yeah, there's certain people that look good on TV and certain people that look good on radio. I'm not saying either one of us don't look good on either or, but it's just a whole lot of work to get cameras in our studios to show everybody. I know some other networks try to do that and show everybody what's going on. We've got a battle heating up for the lead as that number 28's been all over the back end of Jeff King, and that number 41 still having some electrical problems out there. But that 28 car is now really closing in. So we're going to see if Michael Kelly can get up there and battle away for the lead here, as these are two OLR veterans up here battling away, fixed fast setups, 2X tire wear, and I see some smoke off turn 4. Looks like we got a car, 091, slow on the front.
091 machine, well, trying to figure out exactly what happened. I see him out, gone. Malotki out of this one. Just had a bit of an incident. Looks like we're still under green flag, so the yellow has not come out. But he definitely had some contact with a whole bunch of stuff. Looks like he had some contact with, trying to get a number on that one, the 44 of Bruce Fisher, and then hit just about every single piece of wall he could hit from that point on. Obviously some tires down on the 091 machine, and don't know if anybody else got into him. Oh, as a matter of fact, somebody else did. That would be the 03 machine gets into him. The 03 of Jack Martel has some hard contact with him as well. I am at a loss as to why the caution flag didn't come out. Perhaps the flagger just refusing to throw this caution flag, as that was a hard hit on the front stretch for Malaki, and he is out of this one.
Yeah, that's right there. And we're still watching this battle up front for the lead as Michael Kelly, MJ Kelly, and King Lothar. Jeff King out here is battling away for the lead, trying to 28. I don't believe has led a lap yet tonight. Let me check my standings here. And no, he is not, but King Lothar so far has led the most, 26 laps as he clicks off another one going down through the trial over there. So MJ Kelly just looking to get one or possibly that elusive halfway point, as we're getting very close to halfway. And 161 laps, what are we going to call halfway? Lap 81 and a half, right, Joe?
I say this is halfway right here. This is for halfway. If Kelly can get around him, I would say he's your halfway leader. Actually, 80 and a half is your halfway point. That would be the backstretch that time by. That would make Jeff King the halfway leader, but it's all going to be a moot point anyways, because King will lead this lap as well. Jeff King will get the bonus point for leading the halfway point as well.
Yeah, there. Well, I'm trying to drop back in a pack here. We've got a vicious battle going on here around the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the 25, the 14, and 19, all going at it back here. And that number 14 Comcast machine looking to get by the 25. We saw that 25 machine slide backwards before. And now Looks like Ronald Rigdon in the 019, the Stars and Stripes car now out there, and they're making a move around the 25 car. So looks like Jeff Ramsdale is going to drop the low side and let these guys kind of go high, and those is holding them up, and they're still double wide going down into turn number 1. I'm trying to shuffle papers and press buttons here, Daryl. This truck's getting crazy in here. Whoa, Jacob Klein runs right up on the back end of that 25 car. He's really bottlenecking these guys back in the middle of the pack, Daryl.
Yeah, the 25 machine struggling thus far here tonight. Not quite sure if it's a tire wear issue that he's experiencing. But either way, he is definitely struggling, and up towards the front, Michael Kelly almost gives a little bit of a tap to King. Kelly now to the inside with the Xbox machine. Yellow flag comes out. Couldn't quite get the run.
Yeah, Daryl, we saw live the 25 and the 123, and Jacob Klein got together, going down through the tri-oval. Not sure if the 25 had a tire going down, but he was starting to get a little bit loose out there and gets contacted heavy right side of rear end damage. We're going to cue it up and take a look.
So you're about to see the replay here from OLRTV. Matt Racing Kid Thomas, double busy here tonight. 100% the busiest man on the internet, no doubt about it. Matt Racing Kid Thomas has your replay.
Yeah, we were watching these guys live, and we're going to take another angle here. As you see the 25 bounce off the wall, comes down into the 123, and then he gets up. The 44 gets collected. The 44 takes a wild ride down the front stretch, and that's a tough break for him out there, as he was running pretty strong out there. And the 44 is actually, this is the 44N. This is the, actually, this is the B-Fish 44 car, and he is now out of the race as well. So a couple guys get collected in that one, Daryl, and we're going to see exactly who's coming in the pit.
As everybody lines up for a run down pit road, and I think it's going to be the entire group heading down pit road, as Jeff King will lead them down onto pit road. We'll go ahead and follow Jeff King throughout his pit stop, and we'll see if he's able to maintain this run down pit road, as right now King is your leader down through the pits. Tony Stevens trying to get a nice little run on the inside. He said he's got to be careful as he's about to get sandwiched. Stevens had some contact with the wall trying to get through and into his pit stall, right through about 15 pit stalls, as right now the left side, the right sides go up on Jeff King's machine, as that XFM Stay Right pump machine has been running very well thus far here tonight. Left side tires now going on to be a 4-tire change. 2 cans of fuel to top that machine off. Everybody now heading out of pit road, and it looks like Tony Stevens is going to pick up the second spot out of pit road. Stevens will be second out of the pits, but the 542 machine, Mike Kelleny has stayed out on the track. He will lead this time by, that's 5 bonus points for good old Mike. That another 5 bonus points for the Renegade team, by the way. And I expect him to come down next time by. I don't think he'll be staying out too much longer. You got to come in and get some tires. We've had quite the nice little green flag run here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to locate Jeff King out here for an in-car interview, but having trouble with our communication. So I'm going to see if we can get another interview with somebody else out here running up here in the top 5, Daryl.
Jeff King, your leader. Tony Stevens in second. Michael Kelly is in third. As actually right now the standings update, your leader is D. Jones, the number 33 machine. He has stayed out and will stay out another lap for Renegade. Another lap led for Renegade. Expect Jones to come in next time by. As a smart move for Jones. This will give him a couple more points for Renegade. And that's always nice, as Renegade just has the dominant number of drivers. I don't count very many HPCORS drivers actually in this race. When you're short-numbered from the beginning, it's not a good situation.
Yeah, that's always quite interesting, Daryl. I'm still trying to track down a in-car interview for us live right here on OLRTV. As you see, all the drivers that are out of the race up here on your standings, and you can follow along with live timing and scoring on OLRTV. DVD viewers, you don't quite get the same feel, but you get to see everything full screen, whereas the people online here right now can only watch small, but they can double click on that video and go ahead and get that full screen, but not quite the same quality as the DVDs. looks like that 33 is going to come into the pits, surrender the lead, and Jeff King's going to resume where he left off, and he could definitely get the bonus points for leading the most laps, as he has the most of anybody out there right now, Daryl.
Yeah, 31, now 32 laps led for Jeff King. And right now, King seems to be the guy with the master plan. However, there's something he didn't factor on. There's something he didn't figure on there right now, Matt, and that is the driver behind him. Tony Tech Stevens, the highest running HPCORS driver, and also one of the most talented drivers you're going to find anywhere. You know, a guy backs it into the wall once at Phoenix about, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, and he's never going to live it down thanks to you, Matt, Racing Kid Thomas. As a matter of fact, we have Tony Stevens back with us. Tony, up to second spot. You were down to 25th last time we talked to you. It's starting to have a little bit better run with that McDonald's-looking car, aren't you?
Yeah, Larry and Sons, E&L Enterprises Pontiac Grand Prix is running pretty good. Hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves one more spot ahead here in about the next 75 laps or so when the checkers fall. But pretty content with how things going. Just been patient, kind of ridden around and avoided most of the wrecks and worked the way back up to the front. Hopefully we can stay here.
Well, Tony, before we let you go, I know you're going to get back down there. How are we deciding the winner of the team challenge? Is this going to be added up overall, or is it going to be top 5 or what?
I honestly have no idea, Daryl. We'll find out later.
All right, that's all Tony does. We'll get him back down to his business. What Tony does, folks, is the green flag flies. Race now. Ask questions later on. We'll worry about how this thing pans out after the checkered flag flies. As the green flag flies, 25 is out of this one. The 41 is out of this one now. The 44 is out of this one. As we have a lot of drivers out. 19 drivers remain on the speedway. Everybody on the lead lap. No more lucky dogs in this one, at least not right now. David Gray out of this one in the number 41 machine. Unfortunate turn of events for him. Bruce Fisher out in the 44 machine. Unfortunate for him as well. Also the 25 of Ramsdale. Looks like we have electrical problems for the 41 machine. Tough break for the 41. You get hate it when you see stuff like that happen. That 41 was running very well early on in the race here.
Yeah, we had seen reports of him having some trouble with, I'm not sure if it was battery or the ignition was going, but I believe the battery just died coming to the restart there. Just didn't even have the power to come up through the gears, and he just pulled it down low and got off the track without bringing out a yellow. So good sportsmanship there by the 41, David Gray. Pulls it out of the race, and after running top 5 all night, and he definitely wanted to give a shout out to his folks out there. So another shout out to his sons Luke and Mark, and they're probably not old enough to see and know what's going on right now, but when he pops this DVD in about 5 or 10 years, they'll know what's going on, and they'll say, hey, my dad was out there racing top 5 in this race, Daryl. So that's what's going to be cool, is all these archives stacking up on my walls of OLRTV DVDs. Imagine popping these in 5-10 years from now and watching these guys out there, and hopefully we'll have a new game by then, Daryl.
Well, hopefully we'll have a new game by then, and it won't absolutely suck. Yeah, that's what I'm talking to you, EA. Don't like it, sue me. I don't care. Right now, Jeff King continues to lead this thing. Tony Stevens sits in second spot. Michael Kelly in third. Fourth spot, the 111 of George Oliver. Fifth spot is the 916, and we do have an identity on the driver here. That is Bob Schoeneman, a longtime OLR racer, sitting in fifth spot. Bubba Roberts is in sixth. Seventh is the number 56 machine of Ed Jones. Eighth currently belongs to the number 79 machine of Chris Tim. That's your top 8 as Tony Stevens gets a nice run down the backstretch on Jeff King. We could have a battle for the lead. King will swing it in high, trying to get that nice apex in the corner. Stevens really working those tires. He's going to lose a little bit of ground out from turn number 4 to Jeff King.
Yeah, he got a good run there, but I think he's waiting for that car behind him, the number 28 of MJ Kelly. Another, I believe he's a Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series driver, trying to pull up behind him, give him a good push to get by the number 6. And draft does play effect here, but that is a Renegade driver, so Tony is kind of sandwiched by the Renegade drivers right now. Doesn't really have a teammate to help push him around, but both these guys are trying to lead a lap. I still don't believe either one have led a lap. No, neither one of these guys have. a lot of laps. So these guys looking for those extra bonus points. As now the 28 looks low under Tony down the front stretch. He puts the patent to move down low down the front stretch. Something Tony would do to him. Now he takes that Xbox machine by the number 75, and the Xbox car is going to lead him off turn 2. But Tony comes back hard on the outside as if he was racing on dirt and riding the cushion. But no, Tony's going to drop back, and now they're side by side going down into turn number 3. Can Tony hold on, or will his tires give out as the 28 pulls ahead off turn number 4 for second spot?
Let's not forget, Matt, Tony likes a loose car. He prefers a loose handling machine. When these tires start to wear it, these cars get a little bit looser, it's going to fall into Tony's hands. He enjoys a machine that the back end slides around a little bit. So that's where we sit with Tony Stevens. Right now, your leader is Jeff King. King driving for Renegade. Also, is Michael Kelly trying to work his way up and pick up a lap for Renegade. Right now, if it was to end, this would be a dominating performance from Renegade. However, we don't know how the scoring is going to be done. Also, don't forget about Jacob Klein. He's still lurking in the top 10. He's an HPCORS driver. Tony Stevens sitting in third position right now, getting a real good look at the race line that Michael Kelly is running. I guarantee you right now, if Kelly makes the slightest mistake, one little hiccup, Tony Stevens will get by him, and Kelly knows it. He knows that it's only going to take one little mistake to get blown past pretty much by that red and yellow 75 machine. That Larry & Sons machine has been running very well thus far for Tony Stevens. By the way, that's actually a Pontiac Grand Prix, believe it or not. Tony has gone to Pontiac.
Yeah, he was probably looking for something. I think there's a lot of the Hooters Pro Cup guys that run Pontiac, so I guess he's trying to be like them. And he's dropping back right now, but I did hear some radio reports that Tony was just letting these guys go and letting these guys burn their tires off a little bit. So he's going to let them go, and Tony's going to sit back there, and probably about 10 or 15 laps, you'll see them tighten it back up. I'm going to try and slide back in the pack here as well, as long as Michael Kelly's not trying to go for the lead. See what else is going on outside the top 5.
Well, outside the top 5, Jacob Klein, a driver that's starting to make a move on the 09 machine of Dave Oliver Sr., that Dukes of Speed sponsored 09. Klein has really pretty much remained stagnant in that 9th position for a little while, but you can see that Oliver may start to be getting a little bit of pressure, from Jacob Klein, as now we are working lap 100 of 161. 99 laps are complete. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Take one down, pass it to Matt. OLRTV's off the air.
Yeah, I had to actually pull my cold refreshments in from outside today because it was down to 8 degrees up here outside the studios. I didn't want them to freeze. Precious cold ones I had to bring inside for my football games today. But my hand is empty right now, and we're watching the 09 and Jacob Klein trying to get a run underneath him now. That is a Dukes of Speed car, I believe. I've still yet to see that new Dukes of Hazzard DVD, but I will get it soon, Daryl. I'll let you know how it is. And Jacob Klein still looking to get up to the front. He might be just sitting back there patiently as well, letting these guys burn their tires off. Still quite a few laps to go, 33 laps. These guys can go on gas and tires. So these guys still got at least 2 more pit stops yet to make here, Daryl. Actually about one. It's lap 100. One more pit stop for these guys. But if there is another yellow, anytime there is a yellow, these guys will come in to get fresh rubber.
Well, it's one more pit stop, assuming they have a full tank right now, but they don't have that full tank. They haven't been in for quite some time. So what you're going to see is you're going to see these drivers potentially have to make 2 more pit stops unless we get the caution flags that fall at the right time. I don't think there's any way that they're going to make it on 1 more stop, to be perfectly honest with you, Matt. They're going to have to make 2 more stops before this race is over.
Yeah, definitely. Right now we're watching Bubba Roberts and a couple of these guys back here in the back of the pack trying to work their way forward. Jacob Klein still working on the back end of that Dave Oliver, number 09. And now here comes the 56, looking low underneath Bubba Roberts, going down into turn number 3. And that famous number 56 is going to put it down there. And Eddie Jones takes the spot from Bubba Roberts, and now everybody's starting to bottle up behind him. Race getting real good. And here comes Ronald Rigdon up there in the number 19, racing from across the seas, I believe, still. as he is stationed somewhere, I believe, out in some Air Force base in Germany. And here comes the 19 up on the high side. He is working the cushion now there on this asphalt track, and he is making it work real good up on the high side. He went around both of those cars. Not sure if he just took some fresh rubber or not, but boy, that 19's really on the move right now, Darrell.
Definitely on the move. Also a driver that is very grateful to his sponsors is Ronald R.C. Rigdon, CanAmRacing.org, and Discount Auto Parts taking the ride as well. He wants to make sure he gives a huge thanks to the folks at Discount Auto Parts as they have made tonight possible. And you want to talk about how legitimate this deal is. First of all, I want to say hi to his dad, as we want to say hi to him as well. And he also wants to give huge thanks to Discount Auto Parts at discountautoparts.com. They have become an official sponsor on the 019 machine for Ronald R.C. Rigdon, and also CanAmRacing.org, a sponsor on that machine as well. But huge thanks to Discount Auto Parts for helping out with the racing efforts of the 019 of Ronald R.C. Rigdon.
Yeah, and as you were giving some info about Ronald, goes out there, takes another spot from the 56 of Eddie Jones. So now Ronald puts himself up into the 6th position. So he's working his way up toward the top 5. And we've seen him out here in the Hooters Pro Cup Series. So another Hooters Pro Cup driver trying to get up here to the front. They didn't have a lot of numbers at the beginning of the race, but maybe they had the quality versus the quantity. Now they're starting to rise to the top and move forward, Darrell.
These Hooters Pro Cup drivers, there's something that they excel at, and it's not necessarily the big tracks here, but it becomes a factor when the tires get worn. They excel at driving a loose car. These Hooters Pro Cup drivers, HPCORS, Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series, they know how to drive a loose car. Why do they know how to drive a loose car? Half the time they will race a fixed setup, and it'll be a setup that Tony Tech Stevens has made. And Tony will do everything he possibly can to make sure that he has a nice loose setup. Not so loose you can't drive it, but loose enough where it's a challenge to drive it. Tony Stevens is a loose driving fool, as Stevens has dropped another position. He'll drop to 4th position, as he may actually drop another spot. Rigdon is the driver on the move up into the top 5. Now Rigdon will move up into the top 4, as Rigdon works his way around Tony Stevens. Stevens down to 5th, Matt.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tony was trying to take it easy on tires out there, but man, he's really dropping off the pace here. Not sure what his lap times are here right now, but he is dropping off, and cars are moving forward and starting to check out from Tony. And right now it's showing he is 3.23 seconds behind the leaders. So Tony needs to get a move on and try to keep with these guys, as we're about halfway through this tire run here. And Jeff King and 29 MJ Kelly just pulling away, and we see the 111 in 3rd place. Going to go up and get a look at him and see exactly what he's doing. Now the 19 of Ronald Rigdon pulling up on him. So Ronald Rigdon must have really sat back for about 10 laps there, and now he's really burning up the tires. Let's see if he's got anything left at the end of the run here, Darrell.
Yeah, Rigdon has really done a good job of saving those tires for the end of the run. Very patient driver is Rigdon, and it's showing right now what a patient driver can do. You give a patient driver a nice long green flag run, your tires start to wear out. You're going to pull away from him at the beginning of that run. Guaranteed, because he's patient. He's very calm. Ronald Rigdon, RC as they call him, has ice water running through his veins. The reason he is so calm, he's 100% confident in his driving abilities, and he also understands there are 19 machines left on this racetrack, and as far as he's concerned, not a single one of them can match him on driving ability.
Well, that 111's doing a pretty good job of matching him right now. George Oliver, I think there was a George Oliver. No, that was Dave Oliver. Okay, there's too many Olivers in the race. George Oliver out there in that number 111 car, Joker's Family Fun Center and AKO Racing. the sponsors on that machine, and he's trying to hold off Ronald right now for that third position. And here comes Ronald off turn number 2, looks to the low side. He's going to put the move on him, and here comes Ronald down to the low side, making it happen, going for that third position. And he's going to take that Can-Am Racing number 19 up to the third spot, continues his march forward as he knows how to march. He's a soldier. I believe it's the Air Force, right, Daryl?
I do believe so, and as a matter of fact, Rigdon will now be shown in second position. Why is he being shown in second? Kelly has come into the pits. We are seeing green flag pit stops starting up here. We also want to make sure that we say a big howdy howdy from Ed Jones to Kurt and Brian from work. Ed Jones driving the number 56 machine. It's a couple friends watching from work. As you can see, the number 28 machine coming down pit road, making his pit stop. Going to be 4 fresh tires, filling up with fuel. No sense in trying to take 2 right now. You're going to have to come in again. He does not have the fuel to go the distance, Matt.
I'm not sure if he stayed out on a couple of yellows or why he's pitting so early, but I had it that they could go quite a bit more laps than this, so not sure what happened there. The 28 of Michael Kelly coming in early, not working it backwards because he's still got to make at least one more stop, so not sure what's going on with that pit call there, but he is way out of sync now, Daryl.
Well, it may very well have been that he burned up those tires trying to track down the number 6 of Jeff King. Jeff King has worked quite well as now Tony Stevens will come down pit road, the number 75 machine. Stevens will make the pit stop. Still watching Rigdon and King. Neither one of these drivers showing any sign of making a pit stop. As if Jeff King comes down, as now here comes R.C. Rigdon. Rigdon will come down pit road this time by. He's already down onto the flat, making a nice smooth transition. Gets down to speed. Beautiful looking pit stop thus far, or approach to a pit stop for R.C. Rigdon. Ronald will pull it into his pit stall. Nice stop, just barely slides the tires. Right sides go up. This will be a 4-tire change for Rigdon. Full tank of fuel for him. Again, he will not have the fuel to go the distance. I don't think anybody's going to be able to do it on just this pit stop. Everybody will need to make one more stop at least. This will be a 2 pit stop run as now Rigdon, Stevens, and the number 28 machine of Kelly will all have their final pit stops complete, or the second to last pit stops complete. They'll have one more pit stop to go. As now we're seeing Rhodes in the lead, as here comes Jeff King down pit road, Matt.
Yeah, we're watching number 6. Now the Stay Right Pumps car come down onto pit road, and I'm trying to get all the cameras in place here, and also trying to and see Jeff King coming in. He's got left side tires going on. He's filling that baby up with fuel. And Jeff King's going to get out of the pit. A good, clean pit stop. And you can see that 28 and NJ Kelly up on the high side of him coming out of the pit. He's actually going to lose time here because he stayed out so long in those older tires. So he is going to come out and lose positions here. So NJ Kelly, when this cycles through, should be your leader. And see more cars going around the number 6 of Jeff King. And I believe that is the case. MJ Kelly will cycle around to lead once everybody comes in for pit stops there.
Well, I believe Kelly will be the leader. However, Rigdon right up there as well, ready to take over any spots that he can possibly pick up. Rigdon had a beautiful pit stop. Don't count him out, as once these pit stops cycle through, he will also be on that lead lap. And he has been having some great runs. Right now, Kelly is back on the lead lap based on pit stops, as Bubba Roberts now showing as your race leader. Green flag pit stops now allowing a few drivers to lead some laps where they hadn't had the opportunity to lead those laps. With the caution flag, the yellow flag pit stops, everybody comes down. So this is big time right here. As you can see, Jacob Klein trying to work his way around the number 19 of R.C. Rigdon, or the 019 as the case may be. Klein will get by on the inside. Rigdon knows there's no sense battling right now. Wait until those tires heat up. Then it's time to go to war. It looks like Ronald R.C. Rigdon knows exactly where he wants to battle, and this is not the time or the place that he's looking for.
Yeah, and he's actually got a lot of traffic around him right now as he's working up turn number 4. Tony has him within sight. Now he's back battling that 111 car again. They thought he passed him before on the green. Now he's back battling that 111. Once again trying to get back around him, even though that's for a much different position, as guys still waiting to cycle through. 2 cars yet to come into the pits, as when it cycles around, Bubba Roberts and the number 2 car are going to come back in, Eugene Nye, and that should put the 28 of Michael Kelly into the lead, and he is going to have a, and now he's up to second, he's going to have a pretty hefty lead over some of these cars as they're working down, but these guys are going to have to make at least one more pit stop, if not more, Darrell.
Well, green flag pit stops have done what green flag pit stops normally do. They have spread out this field, and the drivers are staying out right now. Keep in mind that they are on worn tires. They're not cutting nearly as quick a lap as the rest of these drivers. You can see Michael Kelly just tracking down Bubba Roberts like a hunted dog. Bubba Roberts is losing 2, 3, 4 seconds almost a lap to Michael Kelly. That's the difference between fresh tires and used tires. And Bubba Roberts, those tires are pretty much used up, my friends. It's time to come down pit road. Bring that Hooters machine onto pit road. Grab yourself some chicken wings for fresh tires. Full tank of fuel, get back out there and go back to battle. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself 1 or more laps down by the time you make your pit stop. Right now, the only thing I can think of, Matt, is he's got to be holding on and praying for a caution.
Yeah, I believe he might have got out of sync. I think he's one of those cars that come in kind of weird, but he is trying to stay out there and hope for a yellow, and maybe somebody will spin out or blow an engine here, and he will be the only car on the lap by himself, and that would put him in pretty good standing depending on where he was on the track when the caution fell. But the 28, when things cycle through here, we'll have a good 8-second lead over second place Jeff King once the things cycle around. But we're going to go ahead and pick up the 69 coming, getting ready to come in the pits here.
69 machine, and you got to wonder if he had been able to stick it out for a few more laps. Now we're hearing that the 69 machine has run out of gas. If he had 5 more laps worth of gas, he would have been able to go the distance. He'll come back out with 125 in the books for the 69. It's important he doesn't overshoot his pits or have a bad lineup. Otherwise, they won't be able to service that machine, and he'll stay out of gas. He does get it to a stop. They are servicing the machine, so that's a plus. However, it's going to backfire on him in the end. I don't think he can make it on just this stop. He's going to at least have to stop for a splash and go.
Yeah, as you see the 69 Hooters machine leaving pit road right now. Bubba Roberts going to be in a decent position, but I still think these guys are going to have to make at least another stop, or if he's hoping for a yellow, he still might be in decent shape, but I think he lost a lot of time staying out there on those older tires. So we'll see what happens here as the lead now back to the 28 of M.J. Kelly out in front, Darrell.
Michael Kelly is your race leader. Now, you've got to wonder, though, Matt, if he can preserve some fuel here, 33 laps on a tank of fuel, if he can conserve some fuel and they don't get a yellow flag, if they get a yellow flag, he's in trouble, and a lot of trouble with that. If they don't get that yellow flag, he very well could come out of this thing as the winner. I mean, he did stretch that fuel as long as he possibly could, ran out of gas on the backstretch. He is showing, as I believe, let me double check here, I'm showing him as 1 lap down. Waited a little bit too long in a lot of people's estimation to make that pit stop. However, if he can hook up with a drafting partner, find some way to save just a lap or 2 more worth of fuel, he could be the race winner based on the fact that he wouldn't have to come in and make a stop. Or if they have to come down for green flag pit stops again, all he's going to need is a little splash of fuel and back out to the racetrack, Matt.
Yeah, as we're looking right now to try to get the interval on the second place. Now second place in 1. That is the number 6 of Jeff King. And he's going to have some company behind him soon. It's a 69, just not up to par right now, as he's still trying to get those tires broken in. As he's got fresher tires than the 6 car. The 6 car of Jeff King goes right by Bubba Roberts. 69 maybe didn't get a good set of tires out there, but now he's still struggling out there to keep up with the second place car of Jeff King. And your leader is already working off turn number 2. There is the Xbox machine of Michael Kelly working off turn number 2. And you'll see number 6 come into your picture here, and he's almost a full straightaway behind now. So Michael Kelly really stretching it out here in the later laps here at the Kansas Speedway. And Michael Kelly trying to make it happen and put Renegade Jr. in victory lane and gain those 3 points for winning the race tonight here for the Team Challenge race. Renegade Jr. versus Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series, Daryl.
Well, Matt, I got to go back to the 69 of Bubba Roberts here. I got to wonder if perhaps he is conserving fuel. Keep in mind, he did come in on lap 126. 126 plus 33, as we have been told in our Peeptropolis chat area, is 159. He needs to preserve or conserve 2 to 2.5 laps worth of fuel. He's not concerned with going any further than lap 160, technically 162. He needs to complete lap 161. He's not concerned with going any further than that. If he runs out on the backstretch, if he runs out in turn number 4 coming for the checkered flag, he's not going to care. Right now, Bubba Roberts is in fuel conservation mode. This could be the move of the race, and you can see by watching the telemetry, he's lifting in the earlier on in the corner. He's getting on the gas. Later off the corner, he's losing a lot of ground, but what he's doing, Matt, is he is conserving a lot of fuel as well. I think with this strategy, Bubba Roberts may very well be able to go the distance.
I'm not so sure about that there. I've tried to conserve fuel in this game, and I just can never seem to conserve 2 laps that much, especially if you're not out there in a good draft. And he is losing that draft now, and he's going to be sucking up a lot. He might be just about shutting that thing down, getting into the corners. Not sure. But 69 may have something up his sleeve. So he's trying to put that Hooters machine up there into the top 5. But we'll have to see what shakes out here as we're getting close to the end of this race, and it's probably about time to pay some more bills, Daryl. So we can get things fired up here and ready, and we'll go ahead and pay some bills.
Absolutely great idea. We got some more bills to pay. We will come back for the conclusion of this race, hopefully caution-free and commercial-free. We'll bring you right on through the end of this thing to the checkered flag, but we do have to pay some bills. We've got sponsors, man, and if they get mad, we got no sponsors, and that's not a good situation, because then we have no OLRTV. And then what would you do on your Sunday nights? Sleep? Get ready for work? Come on. Get serious. Nobody does that nowadays. We go into work with bags under our eyes, looking like we've just been through a war, and people go, wow, what happened to you? Oh, man, OLRTV last night, huge race, side by side, went right down to the end. We had a guy serving fuel. I didn't get a wink of sleep, but good God, was it worth it. We've actually had people quit their jobs, actually get fired from their jobs for being up too late with OLRTV, and if that happens, you go ahead, you go see Matt Thomas. Matt Thomas will cut you a check. $5,000. Matt Thomas will cut you a check. All you've got to do is beat him up and force him to cut you that check, and he'll cut it. It'll bounce, but he'll cut you that check. We'll be back after we earn ourselves some checks from our sponsors right here on OLRTV.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really?
Woo.
You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep. Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff, like directions.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
Yeah, Daryl, and you can see pit stops are underway here as the leaders now coming in as they were short on fuel. So the 28 coming in, looks like right side tires going on, filling that thing up with fuel. They need fuel to go to distance. Looks like just right side tire. No, left side, 4 tires of fuel. And also Tony Stevens coming in. Got some right side damage on that number 75 machine of Tony Stevens. And I believe the number 6 was in. And there is the number 6 of Jeff King. And he's going to come out right behind the number 28 of MJ Kelly. So he just cranked off 8 seconds just following him into the pits. So we'll see if these guys can make it to the end of the race. They shouldn't have any problems now. But Bubba 69 been hearing reports that he can go all the way, Daryl.
So Bubba Roberts may be the driver that just outfoxed the entire field. Bubba's saying, you know what, I can go the distance. Nobody else can go. Now, is that just a little bit of a play for Bubba Roberts? Is he trying to fool other people into thinking that he can go the distance? Good question. The only way to find out, keep your eyes locked right here at OLRTV. You got your eyes set on the number 69 machine, currently 26 seconds out of the lead. But don't forget, everybody in front of him right now will have to make another pit stop. Roberts went an extra, I believe it was 10 to 15 laps before he made his pit stop. Nobody else can go the distance. Roberts says he can. We'll see if it's just a little bit of a poker move, if he's bluffing or not. Right now, Roberts currently with a 5-second lead over Kelly. So we're going to have to wait and see how this thing turns out. Roberts, if he's got to continue to conserve fuel, Kelly might be able to track him down and pass him.
Yeah, that's right. I want to remind everybody of the countdown to Daytona for the FS Real Racing, our next live event right here on OLRTV, Friday, February 3rd. Live coverage begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Time using the NR2005 mod. There will be one spectacular race with the Daytona TR racetrack and FS Real Racing. I've done a lot of pickup racing out there. You'll see a lot of familiar names in the FS Real Racing, and Ed Rouse Racing is going to try and put that thing up to the front with a host of 30 or 35 other drivers. So it's going to be a tough event to get into. And these guys are going to have qualifying events on Wednesday and Thursday, broadcast live on ECT Radio. And then we're going to have the finale, the countdown to Daytona, February 3rd, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on OLRTV.
And you mentioned the qualifying events taking place live on ECT Radio. If you want to check that out, you can go to 2 websites, one of 2, www.ectradio.com, or you can go directly to the brand new website, www.ectradio.net, and you can see the handiwork of Matt Racing Kid Thomas and Racing Kid Productions right there at ectradio.net. It's the same radio. We haven't changed. All we've done is changed our home. We've got a brand new home, and we are very happy with it. We'll be changing out the forum very soon, so you can become more involved after all. What we say at ECT Radio is it's your station. All we do is push the buttons that you tell us to push, as a matter of fact. And right now, the driver that's pushing buttons the most is Bubba Roberts, as he has let the entire field know, I'm good to go on fuel. I am 100% good to go on fuel. And the members of the field that don't have a patch in to the broadcast itself, they've got friends out there watching. Their phones are ringing off the hook. There's people yelling from downstairs, Roberts has enough fuel, he can go the distance! As right now, these drivers know that Roberts has enough fuel. However, Michael Kelly, who was your leader before coming in, making his pit stop, Michael Kelly is on the move, and Michael Kelly is tracking down Bubba Roberts in a big, big way. Roberts is under attack from Michael Kelly.
As you watch them go down in the turns number 1 and 2, here comes Michael Kelly right on the back bumper of Bubba Roberts and that number 69. I think something might have backfired. I'm not sure if that was the car or is that his plan going out the window, Daryl, because here comes Michael Kelly for the lead. Well, what will be the lead as soon as everybody cycles through with pit stops. And Michael Kelly's going to battle by the number 69. He's going to take that position. Right now, that 3rd position. So we got a couple cars out of sync. And now Jeff King also looking to get by that number 69. 69 on very old tires. Might have the gas, but those tires, not sure if they've got it. And now up to second goes the number 28 of Michael Kelly and Jeff King. That 14 now dropping back. He might be running out of gas, or maybe his tires just went south as he's coming down to pit road, and he was running second place. So not sure if these guys will be able to make it on tires. And now the 28's going to track down the number 2 car. Actually, that was the leader. So 28 now scored as your leader, Darrell, as we complete lap number 147 of 161.
Working on lap number 148 as they head down the backstretch here. Michael Kelly is your leader. Now, I've got a question for everybody out there in Peetropolis. Everybody out there, what I want to know is, can Jeff King work his way around Michael Kelly? Michael Kelly, the number 28 box machine, running for Renegade Racing. The number 6 machine, Jeff King, the XFM Stay Right Pumps machine, also running for Renegade Racing. If it stays like this for the next 12 laps or so, it's going to be a win for Renegade Racing. The highest running HPCORS driver would be the 019 of Ronald R.C. Rigdon. Don't count Rigdon out of this thing. He's 5.8 seconds back. It's going to be difficult to make up the ground, but with some older tires, some worn-out machines, maybe he can make a run at it. You know Rigdon loves the loose condition on those machines as well in the 019 machine, so keep your eyes on Rigdon. The drivers we can count out if this thing stays green would be the number 123 of Jacob Klein. Anybody from 6th on back, you can pretty much count them out. The top 5 have a shot to win this thing if it stays green. And 5th place, the number 111 of George Oliver. That is an outside shot at best, over almost 9.5 seconds back at this current point in time. So what I want to know out there in Peetropolis, can Jeff King take the top spot away from Michael Kelly, or is Michael Kelly going to be the winner, or will it go to perhaps Rigdon or maybe even Roberts? I don't think Roberts has the tires, but we're going to ask you. It's up to you now. You need to make the decision. Nobody else has to make a pit stop. They have made their final pit stop. This time by it will be 10 laps to go. 0.3 of a second last time by the stripe. We'll give you the updated distance right now as they come down off from turn number 4 now towards the front stretch. They will cross the stripe. Your updated gap between the two drivers, 0.2 of a second. King has worked up 0.1 of a second on Michael Kelly. I want to know, can King track him down? Matt Thomas, I'm going to start with you. Can Jeff King catch and pass Michael Kelly in 10 laps?
Well, I think he did a good job of catching him there on the pit stop. So I think he did the hard part. Now he might just be saving his tires a little bit. As you can see him kind of working the whole track there, trying not to pinch it off too much and burn up his tires. I think the 6 has got what it takes here, and he's got to take the 28 with 2 laps to go. So we'll see if Jeff King can not make me a liar and put that thing in victory lane for that Stay Right Pumps number 6. MJ Kelly, I think he's just burned off his tires too much. He's going to let the rabbit go and then reel him in with 2 to go.
Well, that would be a great strategy for Jeff King, provided that Jeff King doesn't let that rabbit get too far away. 0.24 of a second last time by. This time by, the gap is going to be 0.28 of a second. Kelly still pulling away just a little bit from Jeff King. We're hearing that a lot of people say that Michael Kelly has this one wrapped up. It's in the bag for the few people in our OLRTV Peetropolis. We're also hearing from private channels. This thing is going to Michael Kelly. However, look at Jeff King. Jeff King now starting to track him down. Here comes the battle for the lead. King in the number 6, that Dodge. Kelly in the number 28 machine. Looks like it might be a Fjord. That is indeed a Fjord Taurus. That's what Ford would be if they were Swedish. A Fjord Taurus and a Dodge going to battle here. It's going to be a Renegade racer no matter what the situation happens to turn out to be. Rigby is now 5.3 seconds back. Looks like he's going to be out of this thing. He's going to pick up 2 seconds a lap unless the top 2 take each other out. Rigby could be the winner of this thing after all. We've got to wait and see, as now here comes King working to the high side. Watch the gap this time by King with a bumper towards the back. And now it's 0.06 of a second. King maybe trying to get Kelly to move up to the high side and block him just a little bit. Oh my goodness, this thing is going to get good. 5 laps to go next time by.
Yeah, these guys are really showing what it's all about here. As if this is anything what the Renegade leagues are about, we see 20, 25 guys in all of those races, whether it's the Busch League, their Cup division, any of these RenegadeJunior.com divisions. These guys are out here racing at tooth and nail, and want to tell everybody go out and check out the OLR League tools and the other leagues. This is where you'll find the Renegade signups, and I'm sure they're taking signups for that February 1st race, where they're going to have their race at Daytona somewhere in the middle of February. They'll open the season, but right now Jeff King is closing in on the back bumper of MJ Kelly. He's not going to make me a liar, Darrell. He is going to make it happen. It's just a matter of time.
Jeff King with a nice low run through turns 3 and 4. Last time by, 0.14 of a second. We are within 5 laps to go to the end of this thing. Rigby, by the way, has made up 2 seconds on these top 2 drivers. Don't count out RC yet. RC may have what it takes. He's inside of 3 seconds on these guys with 4 more laps to go. 4 laps remain in this thing. 3 next time by. Kelly with the lead as here comes King. King right up on the back bumper, almost able to bump trap down the backstretch. King makes absolutely no contact. Nice, clean run for Jeff King. Now King will look to the inside, down the front stretch. Couldn't quite get the run. He will drop in line as they cross the stripe. 2 more laps to go. 3 more laps to go. I apologize. 2 laps to go. Next time by, we are getting right down to the nitty-gritty, and it always seems to happen this way, Matt. You're not going to see a runaway win here on OLRTV. You're going to see somebody get up there and battle it out for the top spot. I wouldn't be surprised. See these guys go across the line side by side and really have one heck of a battle. This is a fantastic way to end a phenomenal event. Almost 3 hours in the making, this battle between Renegade and HPCORS. Looks like Renegade has proven their point. However, take a look at what just popped into the screen. Rigby now within 1.1 seconds. He's making up time like it's going out of style, Matt. Rigby may become a factor in this thing. 2 more laps to go. 1.5 right now, and here comes King. King down to the inside, side by side. Battle for the lead. King on the inside. Kelly on the outside. Here comes Rigby in the back and 3rd spot. It's a 3-car race, Matt. It's not a 2-car race. Rigby now will go to the high side. King has taken the top spot. Rigby up there in 3rd. He got a much better handling machine. Rigby could wind up winning this thing for HPCORS. White flag, last lap. Kelly trying to hold off Rigby. Rigby to the inside, down the backstretch now. Battle for 2nd spot. Rigby will take the 2nd position from Michael Kelly. Can Rigby get the top spot? He has been the driver on the move. What a run by Rigby. Now down to the inside, just clips the apron. Rigby down onto the flat. That's going to lock up the win for Jeff King. Rigby with a fantastic run comes back for 2nd spot. Oh my gosh, it's time to take a breath, Matt.
Ooh, thankfully you called that instead of me, because I definitely would have been out of breath before they got across the finish line. But I think it happened just about like I said there. Wasn't 2 to go? I think the Jeff King car took the lead. Wasn't exactly in the right spot of the track where I thought he might do it, but Jeff King, King Lothar, no stranger to close races. He admins the Super Speedway Series here on OLR, and he pulls away with a victory here in this challenge race. So get things queued up here. We'll get ready for the post-race show and some post-race awards, Daryl.
And have we ever got some business to take care of in the post-race show? Oh my gosh. Oh, Jeff King pulls it off as Rigdon, oh my goodness, what a run for him. He has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. R.C. Rigdon, if he's ever in a race server and you're in there, don't you dare count out R.C. Rigdon. He is one hell of a driver. You see Jeff King doing his donuts. Celebrations for Jeff King and Renegade Racing. However, what charge from Ronald R.C. Rigdon. That Discount Auto Parts CanAmRacing.org machine was running to perfection. Rigdon, we can't wait to talk to him. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up with him. It looks like he has left early. We'll go ahead. We'll take a quick break. We will come back with the post-race show right here at OLRTV. Don't you dare go away. Jeff King takes the win. We'll track him down when we come back.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really? You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep. Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff, like directions.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
Flat out. Total carnage.
Seatbelts not included.
Tired of playing games? You want to live competition? Well, the all-new OnlineRacing.com brings you the absolute best of sim racing. Everybody knows we have the fastest and most stable dedicated server. But did you know that now we have the easiest software to set up your own races? Chat with your buddies? Oh yeah, and remember that Java and that pesky redirector? They're gone, baby. No more of that. We still have our popular games like NASCAR 3, NASCAR Heat, NASCAR 4, NASCAR 2002, and of course, NASCAR Racing 2003. But why are we different? Well, maybe it's the car file showroom, or the setup exchange, or is it the voice check? Heck, the list goes on and oh yeah. I'm talking about the absolute best sim racers on the planet to race against. Sure, you can sit at home and race against the computer, but what fun is that? Prove you're the best, race against the best at OnlineRacing.com. But that's just a glimpse of what you'll find on OLR. Come on over and find out why we say OnlineRacing.com. Don't dream it, live it.
Welcome back to OLRTV post-race show, ready to go here from Kansas Speedway, as you have just seen one whale of an event. Jeff King winds up as the winner here tonight, as we do have now Jeff King with us. Jeff, you were working your tail off in that number 6 machine tonight, as the XFM Stay Right Pumps machine had a great run going. What about RC rigged and coming on that strong at the end? You had to be a little bit nervous in that last lap, weren't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you, that startled me pretty bad. And in fact, I thought he might pass me. But luckily, I just had enough.
Well, you had a great run. You led 63 of the laps here tonight. You were the dominant driver without a shadow of a doubt. You were the guy with the plan, basically. And Matt Thomas called it right down to the T. Not only did he say that you were going to win the race, he said 2 laps to go. Kelly's going to get around, going to slip up a little bit. Jeff King's going to get around him. It'll be all Jeff King. And Matt was 100% on the money with it. The only thing Matt didn't figure in was the one thing that neither you or Michael Kelly could even possibly fathom to figure in, was that a driver 5 seconds down with 5 laps to go would come back and battle you guys for the win.
Yeah, that was impressive. He saved his tires well or something. I want to thank MJ for racing me clean. You know, he actually gave me a little slack there. Me and him race together all the time in Renegade series, and he's generally faster than me. I let him go a lot, but I guess it was my turn, huh? Isn't that something? Woo!
Well, you had several opportunities towards the end of that race that you could have put the bumper, the chrome horn, to Michael Michael Kelly, and you decided not to. You said, you know what? If I'm going to win it, I'm going to win it clean. I'm not going to touch the number 28 machine. And you did it the right way. You earned this win 100%. You were the man tonight, Jeff King.
Well, thanks, guys. I love the shows. I'm going to have to get the DVD. It's a real joy out here, you guys. I don't know, man. It was just my night. You know, I'm not the fastest in these leagues, but sometimes I've got tracks I'm good on. I wanted to, one thing that helped me today is we had a bit of a ruckus, and the Black Car Mafia and me had a bit of a swearing match, if you will, and we came to some agreements, so I'd like to give a shout out to those guys. While it may appear we're enemies, that actually stoked me up pretty good for the race tonight.
Well, one of the things that you did tonight was you put on a heck of a performance, as did all the guys from Renegade. You can check out the leagues, by the way, at renegadejr.com. Is this pretty much indicative of the racing you find at Renegade all the time?
Oh, absolutely. We're pretty clean, and we got fast guys, you know. And so, absolutely, this is indicative of our series.
Well, I want to congratulate you on a great run here tonight. Another win. Is this your first win here on OLRTV?
Well, I actually won an SS series on OLRTV about 2 years ago, but this is even better.
No SS series here, my friend. You are the king of Kansas here tonight. And how fitting. Last name being King, the king of Kansas. You can tell the XFM boys that you pulled one off and it wasn't a super speedway. So they can wipe out, everybody can wipe off that whole XFM can only win on an SS track. You proved doesn't have to be an SS track. And Kansas is one of those tracks that it takes a lot of driving skill to take home a win.
Well, thanks, guys. That was quite a battle. My hiney's sore for sure. That was fun stuff.
That's Jeff King, your race winner. We now have with us a driver that impressed the world and pretty much shocked everybody but me. And I hope, RC, you'll go back and you'll get the DVD and you'll listen to what I said with about 10 laps to go. Don't count out Ronald R.C. Rigdon. By the way, I referred to you as Rigby a couple times. I apologize for that. You were just putting on such a charge. It excited me just a little bit, and I was unable to pronounce the name properly. Hopefully, that will be forgiven. What an amazing charge. You were 5 seconds down with less than 10 laps. I think you had like 6 or 7 laps to go, over 5 seconds down, and you just started hacking away at that lead, and you almost took home the win.
I almost found the wall many times, too. From the drop of the green flag, my whole point was just to conserve tires. I did a lot of testing this weekend for this race, and that's my whole point, was just conserve tires, because I knew that's what it was going to come down to. It was going to come down to the long green flag runs, and that's what I needed to pay off in. And I think it did, because I started pretty deep in the field with a bad qual run, but things came through for me. Things came through.
Things came through in a big way. You showed what a patient driver can do, and a driver that likes a loose setup. I'm just going to assume that when you build a setup for your own usage, you make it a little bit loose, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, the looser the better. The whole object is, you know, you don't want to come off the turn, you know, so tight that you slide up to someone. And that's my. This setup was pretty, you know, we clicked. Me and the setup here pretty clicked, and but I want to say, I'm going to, you know, give those guys a thank you for running me pretty good, and I almost lost it off turn 4 in the last turn there, and I don't know, maybe I could have won it, but I pushed a little too hard off turn 4, so.
Yeah, we saw you clip the apron coming through turn 4. If it wasn't for the apron, if you had just a foot more racetrack, you might have had a shot at Jeff King and the number 6 machine, but you have nothing to be ashamed of tonight, man. What a run. Very impressive indeed. One of the best runs I've seen in the final 5 or 6 laps. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, actually, the cookie cutter tracks, you know, like people like to call them, I actually do really well on them. Last monthly shootout, I was actually had a pretty good run, but it got involved in some wrecks and stuff. And, you know, comes anything else to short tracks and stuff, I'm just not that good. But with these cookie cutter tracks, they're smooth enough, and I work on them. So.
Now, where are you racing from tonight?
I'm racing out of Mannheim, Germany, actually. It's the southern part of Europe, or southern part of Germany, closer to France.
Southern part of Europe, right close to France. Now, what would bring you to a place that far away from home?
I'm actually in the U.S. military. I'm I'm active guard in the Army, and I've been in Germany for about 5 years, and I've deployed twice for the war already. So.
Well, we definitely want to make sure that we let you know and let everybody in your unit know that we appreciate what you're doing over there. Whether you're in Germany, you're in Iraq, it doesn't make a difference. You are part of our U.S. Armed Forces, and we truly honor what you guys do for us as a nation. If it wasn't for our U.S. Armed Forces, we would not have our nation. We'd probably all be speaking German, which is a language that you hear quite often being based in the Germany area. Do you know when you might be coming back stateside?
Actually, I'll be coming back around April to visit some family, and then I'll end up getting a job over here, still working for the government, but just not military. I'll actually be down in the military in April, and make my little tour and visit the stateside, and then come back over here and continue my career on in Germany.
One of the things we noticed here on that number 19 machine is Discount Auto Parts, and your friends at discountautoparts.com. I know that they've been pretty supportive of you so far, haven't they?
Yes, actually, I ordered some parts from them a few months back, and just through conversation, was just talking to them, about online, racing simulations and stuff like that, and they actually never heard of racing simulations. And then I turned them on to the website, and they actually pretty liked it, and they kind of basically sponsored me because they thought it was really, really cool, concept.
Well, they've attached their name to a winner. How many times did you find yourself in victory lane in HPCORS?
Actually, once in a league race, actually. I've come close. I got a lot of second place finishes and a lot of top fives in that. But when it comes down to, winning, it just doesn't seem to get there for me. But, one of these days I'll definitely get, into the winner's circle again.
Well, it's coming, and you have served notice tonight that Ronald R.C. Rigdon is a force to be reckoned with. Don't you dare let your tires get worn out when he's coming on the charge, because he will put a hurt on you, and he'll do it clean. Congratulations. Great night tonight, man.
Thank you, and I just want to say hi to my dad and my sister and my mom that are watching. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
That's your second place finisher, Ronald R.C. Rigdon. We now have with us the third place finisher, MJ Michael Kelly of the number 28 machine. You had the top spot, led 25 of those laps. You had to know that Jeff King was coming, and coming quick, though.
Yeah, I did. It was a great race, fun finish. Unfortunately, I didn't really come out on the good end of it, but I pulled the short pit early and saw a perfect chance to work that strategy, and it was working great. And Jeff's a great racer. He wised up there and realized when I pitted there that second time he had to pit with me, and he was right. My boys, I'm a little disappointed with the boys on pit road. I had consistent 15.8 second stops all night long, but what can you do there? Came out of the pits. Kinger was close, and I knew I was in trouble because I race with him every week and usually can save the tires a little bit better than me, but gave it all I had and had a great run. It was a lot of fun.
You talk about saving tires. You guys wound up with a little bit of company up there in front. I'm 99.99% sure you guys were not counting on having any company. You guys were pretty much convinced with 10 laps to go it was a two-car battle.
Well, yeah and no. I mean, I saw him coming on hard that last run before I pitted the last time, and truthfully, I wasn't paying much attention. I had it in the back of my mind with about 5 or 6 laps to go. I thought to myself, I better check that old F2, and I saw he was about 2.3 seconds back at that time, and I kind of knew I was going to have 2 guys breathing down my neck instead of 1 at that point, but it was great fun.
Well, you guys put on one heck of a show, and you guys, we just found out that Renegade tonight takes the win 9-1. Renegade Jr. is the winners, and we heard from Jeff King that this is the kind of racing that pretty much you see on a weekly basis there at Renegade. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's a great group of guys. I stumbled upon them shortly after I joined OLR, and I've been running, pretty much all their leagues since then. It's good fun. You get a lot of great green flag racing, a lot of green flag pit stops. Everyone's really courteous, low caution count. It's a great league. I really enjoy it.
That's Michael Kelly, driver who led 25 laps tonight. Didn't quite lead the one he wanted to lead, but he had a great performance, and you have really done yourself proud. You put that Xbox machine on the podium. You did a good job lifting that to put it up on the podium, by the way. That's pretty strong of you. And coming home with third position, excellent run, as I believe Matt has some awards. So congratulations once again for the great run and the third place finish tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys. Great job.
Yeah, Daryl, the admins have gone over all the awards here at the Kansas Speedway for the challenge race, and it was pretty much a overhaul win by Renegade Junior. 9-1 was the final score. And I'll go over all the points here. Let me get them queued up here. Hold on a second. Okay, Hooters Pro Cup Online Racing Series got their 1 point for the pole. And during the race, King Lothar led the halfway, got a point. King Lothar, the blast from the pack, most laps led, goes to Renegade and King Lothar. 1 point to King Lothar, 15 or more laps. 1 point goes to Greg Austin, 15 or more laps. And another point to MJ Kelly, 15 or more laps. So any driver that's led more than 15 laps was able to gain that extra point. So it's pretty much a smoke job by the Renegade Junior guys out here. So they come away winning 9-1 here in this team event, Daryl.
Yeah, and I got to say that I do like the way that this point system was worked out. It didn't really matter if you had 20 drivers, as Renegade did in this race, or if you had 10 or 11 drivers, as HPCORS had in this race. You had an equal shot at winning this thing. It wasn't about how many drivers showed up. It was about how many drivers showed up at the front and how long they stayed there. You got a point for leading 15 or more laps. You got 3 points for winning the race, a point for starting on the pole. I mean, it's a great way to work out an interleague type challenge system, and I hope we see this type of system put to use again. It's a really unique scoring system, and I give these guys a ton of credit. What a great race. Unbelievable event. And one way to take this thing home, DVD. If you're currently in your OLRTV window, you can just go down on the bottom and click on Purchase OLRTV TV DVDs. If you're not in the window, if you're watching this on a replay, if you're watching it on a DVD that somebody purchased for you as a gift, by the way, make sure you give them something extra nice for giving you such a cool gift as an OLRTV DVD. But if you're watching this on a DVD that was gifted to you, the best way to get yourself some more of these OLRTV DVDs, that's a hard thing to say, Matt. The best way to get some of these DVDs is to go to onlineracing.com, and right there on onlineracing.com, click on OLRTV, and you can order yourself some OLRTV DVDs. And they're right there on the menu, and I believe we still have about an hour and a half left for pre-orders. Those of you that are watching live, pre-orders, you can still get in on that deal. Matt Racing Kid Thomas, what an unbelievable night.
Yeah, Daryl, that was a quite an effort there by King Lothar. Even though I put the nail on the head and said that he would take the lead with 2 laps to go, I didn't quite think it was going to be that quite exciting at the end with 3 guys going for the lead, and Rigdon, Ronald Rigdon, coming out of nowhere there at the end, and really came up to challenge these guys on that last lap. If not for the apron little hit there in turn number 4, he might have had something for King Lothar. Jeff King, as he came down off turn number 4 and down through the tri-oval, and a great win for that Stay Right Pumps number 6 of Jeff King, King Lothar. Good to see him out there on the track instead of behind the scenes doing what he loves to do, driving that race car. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in, Daryl, and thank you, and also remind people to check out the FS Real Racing on Friday, February 3rd, and that will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Countdown to Daytona using the NR2005 mod. So that's our next scheduled broadcast. We may have something else come up between now and then, but that is our next scheduled broadcast as of this date. So make sure you tune in Friday, February 3rd for the FS Real Racing right here on OLRTV.
Absolutely, and make sure you keep your eyes locked to OLROnlineRacing.com for perhaps an event that comes up between then and now. If something does come up, we will let you know on ECT Radio at ectradio.net and ectradio.com, www.ectradio.com. We'll get all of that straightened out. We'll get a bunch of information for you. We're going to have a bunch of great stuff going on here at OLR TV for 2006. It's going to be a fantastic year for sim racing here on OLR TV. For Matt, Racing Kid Thomas, pushing all the buttons, making all the magic happen, and doing double duty tonight, working from the truck, also running up and down to the booth. Matt did a fantastic job as usual. I want to thank him personally. By the way, for Matt, Racing Kid Thomas, I am Darryl Morley. Thanking you for tuning in and reminding you, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down, and always, always, always keep the hammer down. We'll see you next time right here on OLR TV.